The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. What is today's date? August the 7th, 2025. And if you want to join the show, all you have to do is call the number at 1-717-908-1834. And I'll get you on the line here and you can speak your opinion if you want to. And, like I always do, I try to allow people to say whatever they want to say about whatever they want to say. And it turned out all right last week, even though we had the mouthpiece on the line. He stayed pretty disciplined. Except for when I open my mouth. I don't know what the hell wrong with that dude. He need to seek help. Because every time I open my mouth, he wants to cut me off. Which is all good. I know how to back out the way and just let him have the floor. Because I'm like that, And I get it. People are agitated about how right I am the majority of the time. And they can't stand it. And yeah, what else is going on? Well, there's a whole lot going on in politics, and it's as I live through this, I can't help but to think about how many conversations we've had on this phone on Talk Real Solutions about the state that America is in right now. I mean, it's almost like the conversation that we had in the past predicted exactly what's going on in America. Because I promise you, we've had the conversations about what happens when a religion takes over the mindset of politics. How dangerous that is, right? We've had the conversations about what happens if the core tenets, the rules and the laws are broken. What would happen to America? We've had these conversations. We've had these conversations about what would happen if America fell, right? And then the pushback was how strong America is, how strong America laws is, how strong the court systems is, how strong the checks and balances is. That was the pushback, right? And then I was always kind of playing devil's advocate. Actually, so what if that didn't work? But people and I was reassured to a certain degree that the guardrails are whole. The system will hold. America is a strong country. And I'll be the first to say I am wrong about the state of this country. I am wrong about how strong it is. I was wrong about this country lasting through anything. I was wrong because I didn't consider how devious and how deceitful and how unlawful and how ruthless the enemy would be. You know, I didn't consider everything that was there to be considered, and that's what we're watching now. We're watching somebody that is piece by piece destroying this democracy, and they're getting little to no pushback. You know, even though the media may call out the things that Donald Trump is doing, that is not pushback. That's just the media reporting to the people. The real pushback has got to come from the American public, the American people. That's where the pushback has got to come from. Even though we see these lawmakers up there, we see that they are powerless. They are powerless in opposition to what the majority party is doing. We see that they're able to get away with anything that they want to get away with because they write the laws. They make the rules. And that's the way this game has always been played. And that's kind of what I was trying to point out back in the days whenever I was talking about white supremacy and it dictating how we came to be in this country as African Americans, how society is ran, and how things are get ran in general because they make the rules to benefit them. And we're seeing a very, very extreme version of that with this Trump administration. We've seen these people that's in power now break law after law, disregard judgments and judges and the judicial, and just do whatever the fuck they want to do. We literally just seen the Trump administration protect one of the worst, most heinous criminals that you could ever think of, and move that criminal from a prison that she was supposed to be into a prison to where it's a lot easier on her. We just watched that. We seen them move Ghislaine Maxwell from like a maximum security deal for pedophiles and criminals and all the hardened criminals where she's supposed to be at to like a minimum security prison. Why did that pedophile, why did that criminal, why did that child abuser get that type of protection? We just seen that. And I titled the show, I'm gonna keep that damn slogan up there, MAGA, making adolescent girls adults. That's what MAGA stand for. It ain't no make America great again. It's make adolescent girls adults. That's what MAGA stand for. And the reason, and I titled the show Pedos versus Trans. You know, I know that's two touchy issues right there, but you know, I got to express myself some type of way. YouTube will, you know, kind of not play your stuff if you say the wrong things. You know, you can't talk about the Jews, you can't talk about the homosexuals in a certain way. You can't say certain things, and I don't know. I know these words that people are substituting so they can be allowed to be on YouTube, and I'm trying to walk that fine line. But I've got to make this point about the pedophiles versus the transgenders, and the point is a valid one because the entire time they were running for office, all we heard from people like ABC and Sarge and the Republican Party is how the transgenders are grooming children. How the transgender, when they go do their readings at libraries, how that's grooming children. And they didn't want to transgenders in the library reading stories to children. They don't want the transgenders participating in sports. Now, there's a conversation to be had there. But they were saying that that was ruining our society. They were saying because people are transgenders, that somehow or another they are being influenced. They're influencing other people to make that transition or accept them. They was demonizing transgenders and gay people so much that it actually won them the election. In part. I'll say in part because a lot of things won them the election. But that was the main issue that they was talking about, the transgenders, how bad the transgender people was, how devious and unchristian and how they was the spawn of Satan and all of this kind of stuff. They was talking about the transgenders so bad that that's all we heard about, how all of these evil fucking things that the transgenders are doing. Y'all heard it over and over again. And they repeat it so much, it's got people out here just hating transgenders. Now, let me make myself clear. There's nothing wrong with being transgenders, and I don't I don't know any transgenders. I don't see the effects of transgender in society. I don't see the negative things that they've claimed transgenders has contributed to in society. I don't see any of those things. Hey, what's up, MJ? I don't see any of those things that they claim that transgenders have done to this society. But what they had on their side was propaganda and a lot of fake anecdotal references to the effects that transgenders are having on society. For instance, they were saying transgenders in the military is making the military less efficient. Nobody had proof of that, right? They were saying transgenders in the military was costing the military money because eventually that transgender would want to have a surgery or some type of medical treatment. Nobody had proof of that. They didn't have evidence of that. This was just talking points. But all of those talking points was being used to drum up fear against the transgender community. Once again, I am not a transgender advocate. I'm just explaining to you one of the reasons that they used to elect Donald Trump in the office, because Donald Trump was supposed to somehow make the transgenders disappear. Or correct the transgenders. I don't know what the goal was here, but that's you get my point. And the reason that I say transgenders versus pedos, it should be transgenders versus pedos, children abusers, and sex traffickers. Because for one thing that you can't say right now about the transgenders is that the transgenders did not have a fucking island that was grooming children, that was sexually abusing children, that was trafficking children. You can't say the transgender have anything like that. But what they did tell us is that in some made up families, some damn where, there was a transgender grooming children to become gay. We've heard all these talking points. But what we have, on the other hand, are facts and evidence that there is a list out there with Donald Trump's name all over it. How do I know that? Because Donald Trump told the FBI over 100, I think over 400 fucking FBI agents was assigned to go through Jeffrey Epstein's file and redact Donald Trump's name out of those fucking files. So we know that the transgenders is not in Jeffrey Epstein's list. The transgender's name is not getting redacted from Jeffrey Epstein's file. Jeffrey Epstein, the world's most heinous pedophile that I think ever fucking existed, that I know of. But they wanted you to look at the transgender instead of fucking orange Donald Trump being a pedophile, because that's what he is. They wanted you to look at the transgenders and not look over this way. Now, I brought up last week the court case of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein having this court document where they was going to court over a 13-year-old. It was 3 people in that case, 3 children in that case, that accused them to doing some of the craziest shit to children. I don't see the court cases for the transgenders. I don't see the transgenders out there trying to release other transgenders that may be accused of being sex traffickers, and I don't see them trying to move them from one fucking prison to another. But we do see Donald Trump taking those actions. Why? Because he's a sick, vile individual that abused children, that allegedly assaulted children, and allegedly did all of these heinous things with children. 13, 14, 15-year-old girls. This is Donald Trump versus the transgenders. But they had the entire world hating on transgenders. Now, like I said, and I'll say it again this week so I can be clear on my position, I, as an individual person, in my own opinion, don't think that transgender males should compete on the same level as biological women. That is just my opinion. It's unfair. It is unfair, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean that I believe all of these heinous things that they said about transgender people. Because there's no way in the hell that I could prove any of those claims that that other side was making about these people and what they're doing. But what we know for a fact is that Donald Trump, with his beauty pageants, with his spa in Mar-a-Lago, his relationship to Epstein and Maxwell, we do know that that clique was grooming children. We know because the witnesses are out there telling us that they were abused, that they were groomed in that environment. On the other side, I don't see anybody coming forth saying any transgenders, like I said, put them on an island, groom them to do all these crazy sexual acts or anything. We don't know that, but ABC is one of the ones that was saying that transgenders are grooming children. That was his whole fucking thing at one point in time. But we don't hear these motherfuckers worried about children being groomed after this motherfucker is out here now literally protecting the world's most disgusting pedophile. Even when he's dead, he's trying to hide the information. That man is dead and gone. But Donald Trump is still protecting the legacy of this sickness. He's still protecting the legacy of Jeffrey Epstein. And I can tell you quick that any human being will speak against the abuse of children, no matter whether you're on the left or the right. I just kind of got a feeling that everybody will do that, until you get programmed by this political propaganda, and then your mindset is to turn the other way, no matter what the hell, no matter how disgusting these people are. You've got the religious right, the evangelicals, not saying a damn thing about these pedophiles, about Donald Trump and the Republican Party protecting these pedophiles. And you know, I shouldn't expect anything more from these people, because years ago, when the Catholic Church was getting exposed for doing what they did to children, these people was kind of silent. And I think that there was a recent ruling kind of, slapping those priests on the hands for doing that stuff for years, or something happened with that case. I haven't been following it, but I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I heard something, a decision not for the victims in the Catholic priests in the Catholic Church case. It kind of went for the church. So that tells you that society, no matter how much they get out front and yell that they trying to protect the children, that they care about grooming, that they care about children getting assaulted sexually, that they care about all this abuse, that tells you that they don't give a fuck. In other words, ABC sit up here for 10 goddamn years and was lying to himself about grooming of children because he don't give a shit. SARS don't give a shit about the grooming of the children. They don't care. Because we have evidence of a known groomer. I'll just use that word instead of sexual assault and sexual abuse, because those words are kind of risky on this platform. But we have evidence of a known groomer of children, right? We have witnesses and victims that have been groomed, and the political right is defending the culprits, not the victims. They don't give a fuck about the victims. As a matter of fact, they're using the victims in their political games to say that they're protecting them. In other words, that they won't release the information because it's protecting the victims, which is a lie, because the victims is saying, I don't care about you releasing the information. The victims are saying that they want the information out there. But in order for them to protect themselves and the other elite that is involved in this pedophile ring, in this grooming ring, in this organization of sick ass individuals that loves grooming children, they're telling us that they're not going to release the information because they're protecting the victims, which is a lie. Which is a lie. And they're trying to distract you and not have you look at the obvious connection between Donald Trump, the fucking groomer, and the world's worst child molesting, child abusing, pedophile ring, sex trafficking ring, Jeffrey Epstein. They trying to have you look away by inserting President Obama's name, by saying somehow or another the Russian investigation was the biggest crime in history, by trying to get the Clintons involved, by trying to they don't want you to look at Donald Trump. But all you have to do is use your Google machine And you won't find no damn pictures of President Obama and Jeffrey Epstein. Now you might find pictures of Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein, right? But all I did was just Google, and it's right there. That's all I did. The pictures are there. You can see the damn association and the relationship right there for everyone to see. Donald Trump is smiling and grinning with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, Sarge is in the chat room. The Epstein narrative is losing steam. See, this is he proving my goddamn point. This is what they programmed them motherfuckers to say. Y'all dummies. He said the Epstein narrative is losing steam, and it now increasingly looks like as though the Clintons are most likely to be on the chopping block. What the fuck is the Clintons got to do with anything? Donald Trump is the goddamn president. Donald Trump is the president. Oh, meanwhile, the evidence of Obama deep state sedition conspiracy. This motherfucker is programmed to the goddamn T. I don't know what the fuck to say. You can't talk to an idiot like that. This dude is a fucking zombie. He is a fucking zombie. Instead of talking about real world, real time issues, he'd rather receive his talking points instead of opening his fucking eyes and living in today and in this moment right now and being real in this world. He'd rather live in this fantasy world where Donald Trump is innocent of every goddamn thing. Even though I'm looking at Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein on the goddamn computer right now in fucking parties in the past. I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how you look at these pictures. Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile in these photographs. There was, listen, I want y'all to hear me. There was hardly ever a time when Jeffrey Epstein wasn't involved in this child pedophile trafficking sex ring. There was a small time when Jeffrey Epstein worked on Wall Street, I believe, and then he had another job. But as soon as he started hobnobbing with the rich and famous, he turned to pedophilia and child sex trafficking. And in these photographs right here, where Donald Trump is buddied up with Jeffrey Epstein, he's a fucking pedophile. He just is. And then in a interview, Donald Trump even told the interviewer at one point in time that Jeffrey Epstein likes girls on the younger side or some bullshit that he said on the Howard Stern show. So he knew what Jeffrey Epstein was about. But you got this fucking idiot in the chat room that is so brain fucked and confused that all he can type is Clinton Obama, Clinton Obama. What the fuck is wrong with you? Where do your mind reside at? Like, how the fuck can you get up every day and function in this society by not paying attention to what is going on in front of your very fucking eyes? That is confusing to me. Your party literally shut down the fucking government to conceal information about Jeffrey Epstein. This is who the fuck you voted for. To conceal the groomers of children. They shut down the government to do that. They are so protective of the pedophiles, they will lie, deflect, and make up other shit to talk about. You'll probably see Sarge reach back to the 1800s and try to have a goddamn conversation, which is silly to me. But that's what you can't have a conversation about what is currently going on. Donald Trump won't even answer the goddamn questions about his association with Jeffrey Epstein. Listen, Jeffrey Epstein, in my opinion, was murdered for what he knows when it comes to these rich men sleeping with these children. That's my opinion. That is a conspiracy. I don't know it to be a fact. But what I do know to be a fact is Donald Trump was the president when Jeffrey Epstein got locked the fuck up. That is a fact. Under the Trump administration, Jeffrey Epstein went to prison. And Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were close friends before he went to prison. So what does that mean? That means that if you close with somebody, you know good and damn well that that person knows just as much as you know. Right? So now Trump got the power and his best friend is powerless. Trump is the president. He's got all the fucking power in the world. He got access to all the resources that he can have. He got access to the most secretive fucking goddamn government organizations on the damn planet. He's got the power to command somebody to do something and nobody will ever find out about it. Jeffrey Epstein is in jail. Donald Trump knows that he fucking hobnobbed and had all kinds of shenanigans going on the island, and Jeffrey Epstein knows about that. Now, pause there for a second and think about the actions of Ghislaine Maxwell right now. You're talking about a convicted fucking pedophile, a criminal that is locked the fuck up. She, that piece of shit, had Trump's government going down there to do favors for her. Why? But Sarge don't want to talk about that. Why is Ghislaine Maxwell got the United States government on their fucking knees? How is that a thing? How, if you went through the damn court system and a jury found you guilty on all of those fucking counts and they locked your ass up, how do you, as a fucking felon, have the power to make the United States government bend to their fucking knees and give you what the fuck you want? Answer that, Sarge. Answer that, ABC. What the fuck gives this pedophile the power to have the United States government move her to a minimum security prison? Well, I had to put Jeffrey Epstein on the side for 1 minute, because if Jeffrey Epstein stayed in jail and Jeffrey Epstein started wanting shit, if Jeffrey Epstein started leaking shit, if Jeffrey Epstein wanted to make a movie from prison If Jeffrey Epstein wanted to talk to the newspapers from prison, if Jeffrey Epstein made a phone call and said, look in this fucking safe and get me A, B, and C, Jeffrey Epstein would have had more power than the president of the United States, just like Ghislaine Maxwell right now got just as much power as the president of the United States. Trump got rid of that motherfucker, in my opinion. In my opinion. I'm not saying that as a fact. That's my opinion. And I need to, I'm not accusing that motherfucker of shit, but in my opinion, when that pedophile got locked the fuck up and he was Donald Trump's best friend, and Donald Trump at that point had all the power, and Jeffrey Epstein had none, that was the opportune time to get rid of that fucking risk. In my opinion. Now, because these motherfuckers are stupid in my chat room, because Sarge is an idiot and ABC is an idiot, they want to play this political bullshit with it, right? Even though Donald Trump is a Republican and he's on the Republican side, and it just happened to be that way when Jeffrey Epstein went to jail. If it was the other way around, I would be saying the same damn shit. Just like we know that Bill Clinton is on that fucking flight log, just like Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck how old and fragile he is. If he get caught up in this bullshit, give him what the fuck he deserved, because he's a nasty bastard for even being involved in that shit. In my opinion, all of these people, even the celebrities, and if you could hold these world leaders accountable, all of them need to get held accountable for contributing to child sex trafficking and child abuse and raping minors. Every damn one of them. I don't give a shit what your political party is. But Ghislaine Maxwell and Sarge, you need to call in here and actually give your piece on this, because that woman, that piece of shit, that nasty, vile, fucking sick motherfucker should not have the United States of America's Department of Justice at her beck and call. There is nowhere in the fuck that's right. And the media is pissing me off by the way they're reporting on it. The Trump administration had a meeting with Maxwell, and according to reports, Maxwell said Trump didn't do anything wrong. What the fuck is you talking about? What are you talking about? Why are you taking the word of a fucking convicted fucking criminal? Why are you even entertaining this? Why aren't you calling out the Department of Justice for going down there in the first motherfucking place? Why aren't you calling out the Trump administration for capitulating to a fucking criminal? They had a meeting, and breaking news, there are reports that Maxwell is getting moved to a minimum security prison. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all can't see what the hell is going on? Y'all can't see that Trump is doing everything in his power to protect himself? I mean, I don't know how the hell that court document that I got is still out there, but it's out there. It is out there. They can't erase everything. They cannot erase everything. And the evidence is out there far and wide. You're looking at some of it on the goddamn screen right now. Just imagine if President Obama would be in these pictures here. Just imagine if President Obama was on Jeffrey Epstein's flight log on his plane. Just imagine if President Obama had a spa that had 15 and 16-year-old girls working in it, massaging grown-ass fucking men. Donald Trump last week told us he committed a crime by hiring 15 and 16-year-old masseuses. That is a fucking crime. And the media reporting on it like, well, Donald Trump said that Jeffrey Epstein stole her from his spa. Motherfucker, the girl was 16. There's a little bit more you need to be adding to this goddamn report. There's a little bit more you need to be adding to the report. Like the president was hiring fucking underage fucking children to give grown ass men massages. That's why you can't trust the goddamn media, man. And I hate to be one of these people out here bashing the quote unquote mainstream media, because I have hopes that you still have good journalists out there. I have hopes that people are still going to tell the truth. You know, that is one of the last fucking places where there's a chance for real information to get to the American people without it being propaganda. But the further we go along, the weaker the media is becoming, you know. So you definitely we're definitely going down a path to where society is just going to be fucked up because they're not getting accurate information. And that's all I'm asking for. If you're going to report on something, make sure it's correct. Make sure that you report the entire story. Even if you have slight bias, not a lot of bias, but even if you have slight bias, you have to report the goddamn truth. That's what journalism is all about. And that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump is attacking these media outlets, right? That's one of the first things that he did in his first campaign was demonize the media, calling it fake news. That's one of the first things that the Nazis did in Germany when they took over that country, was they demonized the media and called it fake news. They're actually using the same word that the Nazis used. They demonize the media and call it fake news. And another thing that Donald Trump is doing that the Nazis did is that Donald Trump is coming up with his own militia. Donald Trump is coming up with his own militia. And y'all know before I open my mouth, I got to Google shit. Because if I don't say something wrong, then all right. So the last thing that I just said was Donald Trump is coming up with his own militia. And I was looking up the numbers so so I could be so I put it on the screen for you. And Donald Trump is turning the ICE into his personal militia, like the SS for the Nazis, like the brown shirts for the fucking Nazis. Okay, so in order for a dictator or an authoritarian to take over and actually have complete control of a country, they have to have a military. Now, ICE was supposed to be for immigration control, right? That's what I think. That's what the damn acronym stand for. Let me immigration something control. Well, let me see what ICE acronym stand for. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That's what ICE stands for. So they supposed to guard our borders and our internal points ports of entry. And if people were here illegally, then they have a hand in that process of identifying those folks and kind of getting them out of here. So got it. I never agreed with the invention of ICE because I think that we could have fixed the system that was in place, and did it that way. But who am I? I'm not in the government. I'm just a fucking Yahoo talking on the fucking YouTube right now. But my point is, it says right here on Google, ICE funding has seen significant changes in recent years, particularly in the lead up and following of the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act in July 2025. In fiscal year 2024, the appropriated budget for ICE was around $9 billion. That was already a lot of money. However, following the passage of the bill in July 2025, the budget for ICE has significantly increased, with some estimates putting it around roughly $28 billion. The bill allocated $75 billion for ICE over the next 4 years. This substantial increase in ICE funding has been the topic of discussion and debate, especially considering its potential impact on immigration enforcement and the overall immigration system. All right, so I'm just going to take the medium here. And say that ICE received the $75 billion over the next 4 years because it was allocated. It says it was allocated. Now, there's a problem with that because we actually have a branch of service, the Marines, which is part of the Navy. And it says the fiscal year 2025, the estimated budget for the Marine Corps is approximately $53 billion. ICE, $75 billion. A branch of service, $53 billion. Now, I want you to think about that. There is no way, there is no reason for Donald Trump to provide a budget to an organization for weaponization within the borders of the United States of America. The Marines get all that money because it's supposed to fight conflicts abroad and nations that threaten us and threats around the world. The military gets that budget because you have to house these soldiers and transport these soldiers out of this damn country. The military gets that budget because it is very expensive maintaining a military presence on the global stage. That's a lot of money. You got to pay their salaries. You got to pay for their food and lodging outside of the United States borders. ICE is not an international military organization. ICE is within the borders of the United States of America, and it's getting more money than one of our branches of service. What is that telling you? That is telling you that the President of the United States is funding his own personal military within inside of the United States of America to turn against the American people. If you don't believe what the fuck I'm saying, look at Los Angeles. It's happening now. These motherfuckers put a fucking pedophile dictator, authoritarian leader in power, and they still supporting them. This motherfucker stand against everything, represents everything against all the shit that y'all been talking about. But you're so brainwashed and fucking cult-minded that you can't see these simple facts that I'm presenting to you right now. There is no reason to fund ICE the way that Donald. Why does Donald Trump need to fund ICE like that? Well, because there's something being played out right now in Texas, where Donald Trump again is trying to steal the election. You remember when he called the Georgia governor and asked him to find 11,000 votes? You remember the pushback that Donald Trump got from the governor of Georgia? That governor told Donald Trump, and he was being nice, Mr. President. We did everything that we can do down here, and we counted everything, recounted it just like y'all wanted to, and the votes just aren't there. He did the right thing, but the Texas governor, Hot Wheels. Jasmine Trump, Jasmine Crockett knows she's something else. She called that man Hot Wheels because he's in a wheelchair. Okay, that's another thing. Governor Hot Wheel, Greg Abbott down there, he bent over backwards when Donald Trump asked him to cheat on the election. He tried to gerrymander his fucking districts so that the Republicans can get 5 more seats in the House of Representatives. That way they can constantly have power in Washington. But the Democrats in Texas, they're doing the right thing. They got the fuck up out of there so they can't have, I guess what they call a quorum and come together. But then again, Governor Abbott, Hot Wheels Abbott is breaking the law again because he's asked I think the Secretary of State to ask the FBI to go hunt these damn representatives down and arrest them. Now, what happened to states' rights? And the FBI up under these fucking Cash stupid ass Patel said that he would do it. He would go hunt these fucking representatives down and arrest them. That's illegal. They are not supposed to interfere in state business that way. But because they are white men and they do what the fuck they want to do, they rape children, they have their own fucking islands with kids on it, they move pedophiles from fucking prison to luxurious facilities. They lie, they cheat. Because they white men, they agreed that the FBI can go after these representatives, which is illegal. And because Donald Trump is spending $9 billion or whatever the fuck it, $75 billion in ICE, they might have ICE go and look for these people. Do y'all see how corrupt ICE is? ICE is going into schoolyards, churches. The other day there was at a Hispanic parade, and just busting out car windows on the street, dragging people and shipping them off to fucking goddamn concentration camps and internment camps. This is what we're doing in America today. That's why I say America is fucked up. I don't know if this can be turned around. And I know that there's been a lot of propaganda put out there about that California governor, Newsom, but I think that he need to go ahead and throw his hat in the ring and go ahead and start fighting these motherfuckers, because I think that he's got a lot of support. For some reason, just like they did with Joe Biden, when the right demonizes somebody, right? When the right demonizes somebody, and they've been demonizing Gavin Newsom for a long time. I ain't saying that he's perfect, but I can tell you he's better than goddamn Trump. I can tell you that he's better than any fucking Republican today. I can tell you that he's better than any of these motherfuckers. So I think that if the left go ahead and put somebody out front to go ahead and combat Donald Trump and this bullshit, and they stand behind that person, you know, at least they'll be getting pushback, because the former leaders ain't saying shit. George W. Bush ain't saying shit. Bill Clinton ain't saying shit. Barack Obama, he'll peep his head out of the damn hole every once in a while. He ain't saying shit. These motherfuckers, even though they was former presidents, they allowing this motherfucker to get away with it without saying shit. What did Donald Trump do when he lost the election? He didn't shut the fuck up. He was basically running this country from fucking Mar-a-Lago, the same place that he allowed Jeffrey Epstein to go down there and get fucking underage kids. So I don't understand why these Democrats, once they get out of office, they feel like they need to shut the fuck up. Yes, I understand that that's the way things used to be done. They used to respect each other. But it shouldn't take you 10 fucking years to realize things ain't done that way no goddamn more. You need to open your goddamn mouth. You need to call this shit out every fucking time. When Donald Trump is selling motherfucking cell phones, they need to be commercials out there telling the American people that they're getting fucked over. And Donald Trump is enriching themselves off of their fucking taxpayer money. When Donald Trump is destroying the goddamn White House and the Rose Garden, you need to let the American people know that even though Donald Trump is claiming to pay for that shit out of his own goddamn pocket, it is you that is fucking paying for this shit, this wasted goddamn money. Even though they're snatching money out of Medicaid and Social Security, and they're closing down people health care assistance, Donald Trump is building goddamn buildings, and he's going on fucking goddamn opening golf courses. You need to let the American people know that their money is getting floundered away by this fucking idiot. You need to let them know Donald Trump is lying about the amount of money that he's claiming that the country is making off of these goddamn tariffs, which no country has agreed with him on these tariffs. He has threatened war with Mexico. He has threatened war with fucking Canada. He has threatened to fucking invade Greenland. These are fucking facts. Sarge, I can see your fucking damn caught fingers is going to town. I must be saying something. What is ABC saying? Sarge, you said that you have no interest in Epstein and Maxwell. Don't you know the implications of this? Uh-oh, ABC seem to be waking up a little bit. Tyrone, I've been telling your dumb ass that the media is a liar. Okay, now you're going back. Well, sorry, ABC might be waking up with this Epstein bullshit. But that doesn't mean that he still ain't an idiot, because I guarantee you he's still sucking up that racist ass Tucker Carlson, who goddamn defended Donald Trump and is not calling out. Listen, so I'm glad you said something, because if you look at a motherfucker like Tucker Carlson and he ain't calling out Donald Trump, that means he support Donald Trump and Epstein. Because he got a big enough platform to inform the American people or whoever his audience is that Donald Trump is a creep and he's associated with Epstein. So, fuck all these motherfuckers that ain't calling out this shit. Listen, those children, those children got hurt. Those children got forced to do something that they weren't supposed to do, right? They really did. Now, and I bring it back around to this, is that America, all of these things are allowed in this country. Is because America has not addressed its original fucking sin. They allow the abuse of black people. They allow the torture. They allow the people to rip black people off. They allow the injustices in this damn country. They allowed us to be lynched and just persecuted for no goddamn reason. And once you allow a certain demographic, once your country allows people to get away with harming a certain demographic, it is much easier for them to go on and spread that hate, right? Look at this past election. Once they started hammering down on the immigrants, right? Then they moved to DEI. Then they moved to the goddamn Venezuelans. Then they moved. See, it's easier for them to, if you don't stop them in their goddamn tracks, they're just the shit is just going to spread. And since this country has not addressed its original sin and black people are being disenfranchised till today, people are just going to continue to be fucked up in this goddamn country. So that allows child abuse, that allows thievery by the elite, that allows these people to fucking JFK, this fucking idiot, just defunded the people for the fucking mRNA vaccine. Now, these people are sick. So if we have another worldwide pandemic, and our medical industry is not able to respond the way that they responded this last pandemic, and you know the shot is controversial. I get that. But you want to have all fucking barrels loaded, is my point. You want to have everything accessible to you. If you don't want to take a goddamn shot, then don't take a shot. But the option need to be there for the people who do need to damn take the goddamn shot. There ain't nobody telling you to take a goddamn shot, but don't fuck with the science that has been saving lives for fucking centuries. This makes no sense to me. These people don't give a fuck. And the reason that they don't give a fuck about people dying, listen, this is simple. It ain't even that complicated. The reason that they don't care about people getting sick, the reason that they don't care about taking away Medicaid and all that shit and bullshit, right, is because they are rich. They can afford to pay doctors tens of thousands of dollars for a goddamn headache. They can. So if they get sick, then they can afford to go to the doctor. But the ramifications of them taking away money from the less fortunate is that headache might turn into something bigger, and then something bigger, and eventually you lose your life. That blood clot might turn into something bigger, and then a heart attack or a stroke. You know, instead of them, the less fortunate have the money to pay the doctor and give them a diagnosis and buying the medicine. They don't have the money, but they don't give a fuck about taking that money from the less fortunate. Okay, so what I just went all over the place tonight. Look, I'm gonna shut the hell up. But the point that I was trying to make with the title of the show is pedos versus trans, and making adolescent girls adults. Is that everything that you guys accuse the transsexuals of doing, or the transgender? I said transsexual. The transgenders of doing. MAGA is doing. MAGA is supporting. Sarge is supporting. ABC, I don't know, he seemed to be on the fix right now, but people are the right wing is supporting all of this shit that that they accuse the transgender people of, and they had no evidence to even blame the transgender for what they was blaming the transgenders for. But now that you got people who was actually grooming children, and there's files of fucking grooming, there's videos of people these grown ass men are grooming children. There are witnesses that have been groomed. There's depositions out there of people who's victims of this grooming. They ain't saying shit. But y'all spent 10 years demonizing the fucking transgenders for grooming. Y'all spent 10 years crying about fucking transgendered reading stories at story time at the library. You had motherfuckers interrupting story times with baseball bats and masks on. You don't see nobody interrupting Donald Trump with baseball bats and mats on to damn defend these damn children, do you? It's just the hypocrisy. And I thought it was interesting that y'all did all of that fucking crying about the transgenders and child grooming, and then now we have a case where Epstein actually groomed children, and he was friends with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump just took a groomer and gave her better living conditions in prison, and you guys ain't saying shit. Y'all ain't saying a motherfucking thing. Y'all ain't saying a damn thing. So listen, I know I done ran my mouth about a lot of shit, so I'm going to shut the hell up. Look like Miss Antoinette is on the phone. She wants me to shut the hell up. So, hey, look, guys, if y'all want to call into the number at 717-908-1834, and I'll open your mic. What's up, Miss Antoinette?
Hello, Tyrone. And no, I do not want you to shut your mouth.
I know I've been running my mouth. What's that?
No, but now it's under Trump where they want to send people to the moon and work on things at the moon, right?
Send people to the moon? I haven't heard that.
Oh, you know that something he wants to set up some kind of station or something on the moon.
Oh, he do? That wouldn't surprise me. You know, he's trying to grift off everything.
Yeah. Now, is that where he's sending these children?
He's sending children to the moon?
No, I don't have any proof of that. Okay, I'm just saying, you know, take them out of this orbit and then you take them somewhere else and you can do whatever.
Well, yeah, you can. And you bringing up a good point, actually. Because if this Epstein thing got exposed and busted wide open, that means that these people are going to go more underground to where you can't find them. And they're going to have to do the same shit somewhere else to where we don't know about.
Yeah. And also, did you see where now he's going to send people to Rwanda and Egypt? So you know who, in my opinion, who he's coming after is black folks.
Most likely.
So You want to tell us that we don't belong here, where we were here first and you were the invader, not you personally.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
And then with all the sex stuff, I mean,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
they're implementing this white supremacist BS right in front of our face.
Yeah. Where this is, that's a distraction. I mean, yeah, that's what they are, but we've known about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now what do we do to protect our own, for us to protect ours and, concentrate on that instead of with this silly man that's saying in office. I'd rather make sure that children are safe instead of,
Well, I'm gonna be
talking about
honest.
him because
There is nothing. There's nothing that we can do to confront this type of changes head on. Not a thing. And
no, it's not.
and it kind of makes me. It kind of bothers me because years ago when we were talking about black participation in politics, people would frown on it and all that kind of stuff. But that's the only way that you can actually make change in this country is you got to take over these damn political systems and implement your own rules and laws and stuff like that. There's no other way. You can't fight this system on social media or yelling in the streets or marching. You got to have the political power to actually combat what they're doing. And we don't have it because our community has been dumbed down by telling us the Democrats got us on a plantation and all this kind of bullshit. But and unless you in that system, you can't fight that system.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Well, that's why I said, I mean, in your own neighborhood, wherever you are, it's the children's safe.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, that's what's really important is these babies. And why are they disappearing? I remember at one time you hardly seen where we were missing, but now you see where we're missing too. And, as I said, I seen where he's using Rwanda and Egypt as another stomping ground to put people. But now, if you're taking people out of this country that have paid taxes, they worked and everything else, but our military, okay, well, you need so much military, so many people for the military in case we get attacked. And the way how this man is going, he's going to have other countries attacking us because he's taking away their livelihood of being able to feed their people.
Yep.
But I'm done now, Tyrone. I'm going to.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
No problem. Antoinette made me think of something else. Years ago, we was talking about missing black women, and I don't know if it's got anything to do with it, but there was a lot of black women missing at one time, and you had seen all these missing posters. So I don't know if these elite people had anything to do with these missing black women. I don't know. I'm just trying to think outside the boat there. But at least I got your line open. But Sister Nobody, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? How y'all doing?
All right.
You want her to go first or me?
No, you can go ahead.
I was thinking as you were speaking, and lately I've been going on the Library of Congress and reading some of their books. And some of their books speak about something that they done 400 years ago, which was they took the prisoners from France, Scotland, Ireland, and they brought them over here to the Americas. Criminals, people with criminal records, they brought over here to America to help populate America and to get them to work on the plantation field. So that's all I want to put forth.
But no, you're right about that. We've got the fucking pieces of shit, the dumbass, the criminals, the worst of the worst back in the day over here in this country, and those same scumbags developed power in this country, and they had plantations, and they created businesses. This is the same mindset, the genetics that you're looking at now when you're looking at all this evil shit going on. Donald Trump's fucking daddy was a goddamn Nazi. Well, he was in the KKK, but he came from Germany. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump's daddy was an anchor baby. Or was it Donald? Which one is Donald? I think Donald Trump is a goddamn. Either him, Donald Trump's daddy, or his mama was a fucking goddamn immigrant, which made Donald Trump an anchor baby. And Donald Trump's children are fucking anchor babies. I know that's a negative term, but my point is, you're right. We got the worst of the worst over here to run this goddamn country, and that's who the fuck we following. Miss Elisa, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Hi, everybody.
What's happening?
Tyrone, yeah, Miss Antoinette, she was talking about Patrick Duffy, Sean Duffy was talking about it, but they have been talking about this for a while. They're in a race to build a nuclear reactor on the moon.
Uh-huh.
And they said at NASA they have it set for the deadline to build a 100-kilowatt nuclear reactor on the moon. It's an ambitious but potentially achievable goal that could transfer space exploration experts tell Wired. NASA fast-tracking the plan to build a nuclear reactor on the moon by 2030 under new directive from the agency's interim administrator, Sean Duffy. Look, let me just say this. I'm not even going to get into all of that. First of all, Sean Duffy is inept. I'm sure this is not his plan. I've heard about this over the years. My thing is how they're going to get the stuff up there. Now, as far as right now, Elon seems to have all the contracts for space travel and different things like that. And his rockets be blowing up every time he sends one up there. So they send nuclear stuff sent up there, you got that to worry about. And if they were to be able to do this, it's not a good idea. I think the rest of the world needs to get involved because the moon does not belong to the United States. And the rest of the world need to get involved. Because if we screw up something and F up the moon, that's the planet. That's the entire planet.
All they have to do is throw the damn moon off orbit for a little bit, and that's going to fuck up this damn planet.
It's the whole planet, and all of the oceans and everything, all of that, the currents and everything is worked through the moon. The planet is toast. And they don't need to be messing around up there with nuclear. Not right now, because I don't think the science is there for the United States. And with so many inept people, and they're getting rid of all of the scientists and things like that, and they don't need to even be trying to do that. You screw up the moon, all are screwed. And so that's what she was talking about. It's just to me, when I heard that, was absolutely insane that they're talking about that right now. Not saying the science won't be there later, but should we be messing with the moon? Should we be messing with that? Should we be doing that? Should any one country be allowed to do that? If you want to put up some new nuclear plants and things like that to help with the, as far as with energy and things like that, I don't have a problem. As long as they know what they're doing, you have the correct people, the correct governments and things like that behind that. But the moon, one little thing go wrong, the whole planet is screwed. So that is just absolutely crazy. But there was something that I wanted to bring up that happened this past week. Let me see. If I want to get the names right. I want to get the names right. I don't like to put out, and I'm sure everyone has heard about this, because we all heard that the Presidential Physical Fitness
They're bringing that back to the school. I'm sure he will change it to the Trump uh, presidential physical fitness. I'm sure we'll hear about that next. That's what he was going to do. Now, under any other president, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I never understood why it went away. I guess I could have researched it, but it wasn't important enough to me because I wasn't in school anymore. But I remember them having that in school, and you could do the competitions when it was that time of year, and you would get your patch if you could finish. And I remember a couple of times I said, because my brother had gotten one when he was in elementary school, and I said I was going to, and I would do some of the things and just drop out of it. But anyway, I should have looked up why they was no longer doing that, or were they still doing that, or how that went. But this is the thing. One of the people, and people, you have to say whatever you want to say. One of the people that and the guy really doesn't even know what's going on. When they were giving their speeches and stuff, well, I can go ahead and read it from Facebook because it was all over the news. So I'll read the article from here. I don't have to pull up a website because some of these websites, it's janky. And they want you to pay and charge you. This gets on my nerves, all these websites. Want you to pay and charging you for this. Well, the ex-football player, his name is Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a convicted sexual predator. Convicted of a statutory rape, I think, of a 13 or 14-year-old. And he's registered. Can he even be around children? Is he even supposed to be, like if they have to go out and speak on this thing like that, is he even allowed within a certain amount of, within a school?
I'm pretty sure he's not. I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to be around children.
He's not supposed to be around children anywhere near a certain amount of radius away from a school. And see, these are the kinds of people that he puts up in these positions and things like that. And people still taking up with this man as if he doesn't have issues. And he more than likely will pardon Diddy after Diddy get his sentencing. Because Diddy is one of them kind of old people too. The President of the United States invited a sexual predator, someone who's on the sexual predators list. And people went back and brought up the old interview that Lawrence Taylor had done after he got caught up and convicted of that matter. And I was listening to the interview, and he was just saying, because being a football player, and they have to travel, this, that. He had no idea that that's just what her pimp sent over to him. He had no idea she was that young. I mean, what is we doing? This is what the country's doing. And
you said he had no idea. He had no idea the girl was young.
That young, because that's what her pimp said. That's what the pimp said. He just made a phone call. That was an interview he gave back when he was caught up and was prosecuted. And he was on some show with some sports, so people were pulling up the old clips because he's not the brightest bulb. And he was saying that, he'd make a phone call that they have to travel, this, that, and they're tired, they want to relax. The football player got money. So he will make a phone call. And he said that's what her pimp sent over. He had no idea she was that young. That's what the pimp sent.
That's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jesus. This is what our government, this is what the executive branch is bringing these people into the presidential. I hope he does change the name of it to the Trump physical fitness, presidential fitness, because this is a disgrace. This is a disgrace.
Well, it's kind of contradictory because they're getting rid of the Department of Education, and something like that for children would probably fall up under that. So I don't. They contradicting themselves with that.
Children do fall up under the president. You don't remember that when you were in elementary school?
Yeah.
The presidential physical fitness. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. So children do fall up under that. That's for the schools.
Yeah, so I don't
I mean,
get
what the hell? What the
Mhm.
hell? And you bring this dude in to be one of, I guess, the overseers or to take part in that. He's not supposed to be anywhere near school. And this is what we're doing. And the public is sitting back, and when we hear about these things, we're like, oh my God, what a disgrace, what a disgrace. I wish it was something I could do on my own to turn things around and set this up. I wish it was something I could do on my own because this is what we're doing. The President of the United States brings in a sexual offender, registered, convicted, to work with the Presidential Physical Fitness Awards for the schools.
Yeah, all them people sick.
Everybody's sick. We sick too. The whole country's sick because back here, you take this back to war, and a president back in the past, I don't care how awful they were, let's pick one, Bush, never would have done anything like that.
No, I couldn't stand George Bush either, but yeah, he wouldn't did that.
But he wouldn't have did anything like that. His father, W.H., would have did anything like that. It's nasty. As Clinton was, never would have did anything like that. Ronald Reagan, none of them would have. Richard Nixon, keep going to back, never would have done anything like that. And it's like we sit up here watching the most corrupt, sick administration ever. And I'm not going to say allegedly, ever. Most sick, corrupt administration ever.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say allegedly, because this is some sick stuff. Ain't no president would have ever did anything like that. So when it comes to that, we don't have to say allegedly, because he brought the man in and had him up on the stage in the White House. So we don't have to say allegedly. We don't.
But
and
Mama,
then when people put
go ahead.
that man's interview, when people put up that man's interview, I was like, oh my God. He said that's what the test went over. Okay.
Yeah, I'm burnt out watching all this craziness. It's just
I am too.
It's just stuff after stuff, just constantly feeding the stuff, and and this whole Epstein thing got me all jacked up. Like, these people are really serious, huh? They trying to protect these people.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to protect. He bringing those type of people into his administration. So I mean, what else? That's where we at.
But yeah, that's what they used to speak against, the rich elite controlling people and these secret cabals, and they looking at all of these billionaires up there in Washington right now, just screwing this damn country up and having secret meetings.
Yeah,
and trying, it's just, I don't know. That's what.
But Tyrone, it's not really too much in secret anymore. It's just in your face. People are sexual predators.
What we see is in our face, and they can't hide that stuff. But they still talking behind closed doors. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but they're bringing it out in the open. They're trying to normalize it. That's why he's trying to get Ghislaine Maxwell out of prison.
Yeah.
That's why he's trying to help get her out of prison, like she's a victim, because they're trying to normalize this stuff where everybody's just like, okay, so y'all was lying. Them people ain't never cared about the kids. I don't even have any children. I'm choosing not to do that. And I care about, for somebody who really wanting, care more about the kids than people who have them.
Yep.
I'll just leave that there. I'll just leave that there.
All right, Mama's boy, I got your mic open. What's happening?
Peace, family. Peace, everybody.
What's happening?
When you was talking, hello. When you was talking, you made me think of something, and I guess I'll start it off with, "We see you, don't you?" Cat Williams, don't you know we see you? And what I'm saying is that we watch Sarge and Mr. Pollutions. Back this man, support this man, bend over backwards, tie themselves in knots to try to, support something unsupportable. And I attribute that to all MAGA supporters, all Trump supporters, that it's almost like they act as if we don't see them.
Right.
That like what they're doing, you know, we don't see that they're supporting a pedophile. And they continue to behave, even when we tell them, I see you, they continue to like play through it as if we didn't tell them, we see you supporting a pedophile. And you're going to find Sarge, he's probably like the most prolific of it around here, because you'll sit and tell him he's wrong, show him he's wrong, and he'll still keep saying the same shit over and over and over. And I think it's harmful. I don't have a dog in the fight, but it's really detriment to the Christian belief system, because all of these so-called Trump supporters are so-called Christians or somewhat Christian-minded, and they like to use Christianity in their arguments, not knowing that we see them supporting a pedophile. So it's almost, I think it's a level of ignorance that you just can't measure, you know, and that's the reason why we look so surprised that someone like Sarge, who's supposed to be a quote unquote, and I'm doing air quotes right now, historian, stand-up guy, ex-military, ex-police officer, he's supposed to have this level of credibility with his pedigree, but you holding the hand of a pedophile. I think that reduces whatever pedigree you did have to ashes. You don't care about women. You don't care about children. You don't care about shit, but supporting a pedophile.
Yeah, that's why I was making that comparison. That's why I was making that comparison with transgenders tonight, because everything that they accuse transgenders of, that's what Donald Trump did. As far as grooming children, and all, that's what Donald Trump is involved in. That's what Jeffrey Epstein was involved in. They said that.
And Tyrone,
go ahead.
Don't leave out the what you call them people that read in the libraries, that they do the book readings in the libraries,
the transgender readings, or whatever that is.
No, those they dress up with female impersonators, because I can't think of the term right now. But these
drag queens.
No, not the female.
Drag queens. You talking about drag queens?
Drag queens,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, drag. Okay, you're right.
The impersonators. Yeah, the impersonators. They say that that's what they doing.
Yeah, and there is no story out there nowhere, no news cycle about a transgender or a drag queen having an island full of fucking children, or a drag queen having a spa, having children massage on grown ass men. It ain't even out there. So they was arguing against some bullshit against, and they supporting the same shit that they was arguing against.
Yeah, I haven't seen one drag queen argue with another drag queen that you stole my girls.
Yeah. So they full of shit.
It's just like out in the open, and everything that's happened, it's been bad enough with the other stuff that that's been put on hold. The other stuff that's been put on hold, that's just god awful, tearing up the democracy, tearing up the country, throwing the country down the tubes. And then now the most vile griminess of it, exploitation of children, sex trafficking and sexual rape of children. Okay, that's right. She said we was going to change the wording. I'm sorry, Tom. Sexual exploitation of children has even entered, is all up in it now, front and center, all over the place. The most grimy of them all. And we used to hear people say, people that take advantage of children are the worst of the worst. And that's even mixed up in it. And you got people saying, well, Barack Obama did that. No. I don't care what Barack Obama did.
That's the first thing Sarge typed in the chat room. Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Then Sarge need to hear this. Hey, Sarge, You typed in Barack Obama. Don't you know we see you? And I don't have a problem putting foot to ass on anybody supporting a pedophile. I call them pedophile sympathizers, which is just as bad as a pedophile, because he'll sit in a room with a pedophile, watch him do all his work, and then go play golf with him and have dinner with him. You know, that's
Sarge, I believe Sarge is lost because this is what he wrote. He said, listen to this crap. They are arguing that Epstein hijacking an employee is tantamount to human sex trafficking. See, he's an idiot because it won't just that girl. That's the only story that we heard about. Donald Trump on that plane said that he stole multiple girls from him. And it was not an employee. She was 16 years old, under the age that's required for work in that goddamn state. That was a child. She was 16. You can't go have a job at 16 years old. And not only that, that child had a job in the spa rubbing on grown ass men. See, this is why I know you stupid.
And pass it out in the men's locker room. Pass it out towels. We all know what a locker room is.
When you say it like that,
women's locker room.
When you say it like that, Tyrone, especially for some creepy dude like Sarge, just think about the words Donald Trump used, right? So to me, what I took away from what he said, this is my personal opinion, when I heard Trump say he stole my girls, is I was, and this is, I'm pulling this out of the air in my description. This is my description. But it just sounds like to me, Trump is saying, I was grooming these girls and he came and stole them from me.
That's what it sounds like. Allegedly. That's what it sounds like.
Sarge can hold that because he's protecting a groomer of young underage girls. That's what it sounded like to me. I'm already grooming these chicks and he comes in here and steals them from me. And that might be why he stole that house away from Epstein, sort of like payback. You come steal my girls out of Mar-a-Lago, I'm going to steal this $1 million property you have your heart set on buying. And that was the very thing that broke Trump and Epstein up. It wasn't that Trump found out he was a pedophile and turned him into the FBI or something like that. No, it was Donald Trump stole a property from Epstein, and Epstein got so pissed off they was no longer friends no more.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the chat room now, still defending this shit.
Well, hey, you know, Sarge is our local pedophile sympathizer.
He is. I mean, he really is going to bat for these damn pedophiles. Listen, Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail now for that shit. She and Jeffrey Epstein was in jail for that shit. The damn Donald Trump, they were Donald Trump buddies. If you would have even heard an inkling of Barack Obama hanging out with a fucking pedophile, you would have lost your motherfucking mind. But now that Donald Trump has got a history of hanging out with fucking pedophiles, it's okay. He's saying that Florida statutes allow 16-year-olds to work in spas. That's some bullshit. Why the fuck would you want a 16-year-old working with grown-ass guys?
No, why in the hell would you try to justify what the man was doing by saying that dumb shit? We see you. You looking like a pedophile sympathizer, bruh. You're looking really weird. I mean, damn. Does the man have to physically see the man raping a child in order before you turn around? Sarge is so far gone. He sounds like to me, he would walk hand in fucking hand with Donald Trump to molest a child. That's what Sarge gives me the impression of.
And you know that Trump is guilty because they got them going through the files, redacting his name on the Epstein files. What the fuck is that all about? Why the hell?
Can I read?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Tyrone. I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Tyrone.
No, you good. You good.
No, I was just going to read a little portion from an interview. It's all over the place. When Trump was on the Howard Stern show in 2006, when asked about his minimum sexual age limit, the interview resurfaced days after the Wall Street Journal, size of Epstein. Donald Trump gave a startlingly low number when asked if he had sexual age limit during a now resurfaced interview with Howard Stern. And whoever's listening, y'all can pull it up. It's him. Trump has been under heightened scrutiny in the weeks since the DOJ and FBI released all of this, blah, 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 blah. Trump said on his closest examination of the president's prior statement, an unearthed interview. Okay, here we go. Do you think you could now be hanging a 24-year-old? Stern asked in 2006 interview. Oh, absolutely, Trump responded. I have no trouble. Would you do it? Stern clarified. I have no problem, Chief President said. Stern's co-host Robin Givens then asked, do you have an age limit, or would you? No, I have an age limit, Trump replied. Then when asked to provide his upper bracket, Trump said, I don't want to be like Congressman Foley with you, 12-year-olds, but 12-year-olds is too young. Who the flying fuck said that? This is in 2006. Trump is old enough to be my dad, so that should tell you, well, no, you don't. But anyway, that should tell you, what was he, like 50-something then? Whenever that 2006, what is he, like 79 or something?
He was old as hell.
I'm sorry to curse, but who said that? A grown man with children, probably grandchildren. I don't know if he had grandchildren, the children, grown children.
Do you think you could now be banging 24-year-olds?
That's too young. You're not even supposed to be engaged in that conversation. I don't care if it's Howard Stern. I don't care of who it is. You're not supposed to be engaged in that type of conversation. And whoever think I'm lying, type in, Trump said 12-year-olds is too young. It's too young. And it'll pull up a plethora of articles. And people pulled up the old, the recordings from it. Who talks like that?
Do you think you could now be banging 20?
If you're a nasty man, which I would be curious to know what old Clinton did. Hopefully he kept it legal when he was ripping and running. With Epstein, he's still wrong and he's still a nasty man. But who takes it down to at least pretend that nobody under 18, or at least say nobody under 21? You're talking 12? 12? That's too young? Who says that? Who is that? And who's making excuses for that?
Let me see if this is the audio that you're talking about. Let me see if this is it.
Do you think you could now be banging 24-year-olds?
Oh, absolutely. I have no trouble.
Would you do it?
I have no problem.
Yeah, do you have an age limit, or would you?
No, I have no age. I'm in Foley with, 12-year-olds.
And while we knew Trump and Epstein were friends...
Damn if he didn't say the exact
You
same
can't make
thing.
this shit up, Tyrone. You can't make this shit up.
This is who they supporting. Y'all supporting this motherfucking pedophile. Listen to this shit.
Do you think you could now be banging 24-year-olds?
Oh, absolutely. I have no trouble.
Would you do it?
I have no problem.
Yeah, do you have an age limit, or would you?
No, I have no age. I'm in Foley with, 12-year-olds.
And while we knew Trump and Epstein were friends...
A 12-year-old is too young for him. Now I can't go that far. That's too much. Anything else though? What the fuck?
Well, just like a Trump supporter, if you in for a penny, you in for a pound.
Yeah.
So if you lightly supporting Trump, you a P3PO supporter. And Trump, well, we just heard him admit he was a P3PO.
That is crazy. And now he got power. He trying to hide the files.
They're trying to hide
change
it.
the conversation.
Tyrone,
Talk about Barack Obama.
That's that don't you know we see you shit. Like common sense would tell you that if he does anything with Ghislaine Maxwell, he's guilty.
Yeah, why the fuck would the Department of Justice be going to see a fucking felon, a convicted fucking child
They
abuser?
guilty. Like he guilty right now just by the fact that he should have left that woman a fucking alone.
Yeah.
Never. If he was innocent, he wouldn't be fucking with her.
Not only did he visit her, he did favors for that fucking
Yeah.
pedophile.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
had her transferred to a minimum security prison that they don't allow sex offenders there, but she's there.
And to even say out of your mouth, as a president of the United States that you would consider a pardon for this person. See, what that does, I'm gonna tell you, Tyrone, that plays right into Putin's hands. Because 5 minutes after Donald Trump is no longer president, Putin can stand on the world stage and say America is putting pedophiles in their presidency. This is where y'all want to go. This the greatest country in the world.
When I heard somebody say today that could have been the favor, right? Because Ghislaine Maxwell was in a maximum security prison, and it was tough for her in there, right? So in order for her, because she did give a statement, in order for her to say that she didn't see President Trump doing nothing wrong because that was her statement, she could have made a deal to have better living conditions, because she's in a maximum security prison for fucking child abuse, and that'd be kind of hard to get her out unless he does pardon her, but a pardon might have been too much for him, and that could have been the favor, that could have been the give by getting her out.
If you even do a little bit of favor, you guilty.
Yeah, who
you give her any kind of favoritism, you guilty. And I want to say this one thing, acting like people don't see you while you doing this shows something's wrong with your mentality. You kind of like you slip.
Sarge is an idiot. He said because she might have information. What the fuck? She's a convicted lying ass criminal.
Didn't she commit perjury?
Yeah.
So why in the hell would you believe Sarge is a village idiot on crack?
Okay, who's this unknown caller?
Nah, this is Cuz. What's up, man?
What's up, Cuz? How you doing, man?
What up,
Cuz? Man. Hey, that's all right. That's all right. He must have done her a favor because, like you said, she was in maximum security prison, and now he took her out of the state. They brought her out of the state that she was in to a whole nother state and to a prison, like a prison camp. No bars and. She has time for this and time for that and phone calls, hairdresser. So they working on something for her. Trust me, they working on something for her.
Yeah, I think she can get visitors now too, or some shit.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that may have been the deal, is to move her ass out of that maximum security and put her there.
And you stay here. This is better.
That makes him
when
guilty.
I leave office, it is supposed to make him guilty. And when I leave the office or whatever happens, what do they call it? Posthumous pardon. We'll give it to you because it'll look bad if I give it to you now. But we'll move you here. It's less. It's just, and they said they don't. That's not a place for sexual offenders to go.
No.
So
and then they have to increase security there.
Yeah, that place is for non-violent. That place is for non-violent offenders, right?
Right.
And Ghislaine Maxwell is a violent offender because of the nature of what she did with those children. That is violence.
Crimes against children.
She don't need to be in that place. That she's in.
Or didn't they have to up the security at that place?
I'm sure it is.
Because she's there.
That's a given.
Man, can you imagine? Can you imagine you chilling at your low security prison about to get out, and all of a sudden now it's a max because this bitch done came up in this month.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, that's gotta be shitty.
I don't see how these motherfuckers. I don't see how
And
they
then when
stand
he's
behind.
asked about it, about how did that all come about, when she get moved there, Mister, I know everything. I can do everything. I'm the only one who can do anything. He says, I don't know. I haven't really been following it.
And you know
I don't
what?
know.
That kind of kills me when the media. Well, it kind of kills me when the media lets him get away with that answer, because there should be immediate follow. Yeah, there should be immediate follow ups with an answer like that. Like, what you mean? You the president? You make the decision. Shit. How did she get there? Whatever the fuck.
And you claim you know everything and you know how to do anything, and you're the only one who can do anything. But I don't know. I haven't been following
You can bet your bottom dollar if he didn't want her moved, she wouldn't have been.
That's right.
Nope.
Yeah, she would have been gone the way of the Epstein. Because I'm just saying. It's my opinion. It's my opinion that Donald Trump had something done to that man. That is my opinion.
I think so too.
Hey, that man
allegedly.
Yeah, he had no reason to off himself. He really didn't, because he had money, he had power. Of course, he was behind bars, but you still can manipulate or make some moves when you
had the whole world by a string. Yeah.
Can I say something? Can I ask something?
Go ahead.
Why didn't Kamala Harris use this as part of her campaign commercials? Wasn't this information?
That is a problem with the Democrat Party, because they had all of this information, right? And they know Donald Trump was with, but they didn't use it in their politics. Even when they was in power, they didn't bring the shit up. I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all had all the information. Shit.
That's all that taking the high road shit. You see, Merrick Garland there didn't even want to fuck with the nigga.
Yeah. That taking the high road shit, them days is gone. You got to get in the dirt with these motherfuckers. Just like just like Gavin Newsom was doing whenever they said, when the Texas governor said that they were going to, get 5 more seats, and Gavin Newsom and the other blue state governor said, I tell you what, you do that, we going to do it too.
We going to do this.
That's the way you got to fight these motherfuckers. Fuck them.
Wow.
And that's who I think the next president should be. I know that there's a lot of smearing went on with Gavin Newsom and people don't like him, but I think that he's the one right now out front that can actually, go toe to toe with these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Can you see a Gavin Newsom and AOC ticket?
Well, now, I would love to see something like that, but this country is just not ready for a woman, mama's boy. That's sad. You know what I mean? I wish it would be that, but, this country is just not ready. As soon as they see a woman, they're going to be turned off,
Let me go. Are you talking about for vice president, mama's boy?
Yeah,
we had a woman vice
Gavin Newsom president, AOC vice president.
Oh, yeah. We did have a woman vice president. So maybe, but they done smeared the shit out of AOC too. I would love to see Jasmine Crockett up there, but
that will piss Sarge off. Sarge would have a fucking baby on this damn line.
That girl is a fireball now.
That's why that's one reason why Trump called Texas to do it, is because he tired of Jasmine Crockett, and if they steal them 5 seats, one of them is her seat.
And I don't know what the hell wrong with Texas keep electing Abbott down there. That motherfucker is just as crooked.
I don't think he gonna make it this round.
Oh, Hot Wheels. That was funny shit when she called him Hot Wheels.
The man that helped him steal the election was Ken Paxton. And Ken Paxton and Abbott right now butting heads. Abbott was the one that went to the Texas Supreme Court to vacate the seats of those House members that are gone.
Oh, yeah.
And Paxton turned around and went back to the Supreme Court and told them, no, they due to come back Friday. Forget what the hell Abbott is talking about up in here. So there's some sort of, and there's been this sort of tension. Remember, they tried to impeach Ken Paxton.
Yeah, he was guilty of whatever the fuck
He was damn so guilty,
he
but
got away with it though.
it's some sort of push and pull going. It's one reason why I always say, if you just leave the Republicans alone, they ain't gonna get a damn thing done because they don't like each other.
No, the
And
only
you
thing
see-
that they want and it seems like they can achieve
power.
is power. Yeah, exactly right. So they can get power, but once they get power, they just
fucked
all
up.
fucked up. You know,
They don't know what to do, and it's a whole lot of a whole lot of weird shit that they pass. You know, and you know, like Donald Trump said it himself. I don't know if y'all caught that interview he gave where he was talking about Hispanics got the back for farming, and once they back go out, they
that was
die.
racist ass shit.
Well, don't forget he said that we can't, the black people ain't going out and picking them. We can't get them in the inner city to go do it, you know, even though, you know, and then he goes in this diatribe of what black people can withstand and what Mexicans are built for. I mean, that if you don't see the racism in that man, you're not trying to see the racism. You're trying to support a pedo.
Right. That's it. I agree.
Because the evidence is right there. The evidence is right there.
In your face.
Yeah, because he went way back. That's just like saying black people can stay in the sun a long time. They designed to work out there in the field.
He went total.
Oh, didn't he go as far as say we can tolerate more pain or something? Didn't he say some shit like that? The shit that was said back then when they was experimenting on us.
Wait, eugenics? He went total racist eugenics with that man. He was completely racist eugenics. And the person who was interviewing him, some people will say that he should have given pushback. No, he shouldn't have. He did right. Let him just ramble on.
Well, that's some delusional people who hears that and still says, I don't hear racism. Yeah, you are really delusional.
Yeah, but somebody that say that they racist. I don't give a fuck.
They
at this point in
racist.
time, if you say you don't see color and you don't see racism, then I mean you're a racist. That's all. That's what that means.
I mean, you like what you seeing. I agree with you, Tyrone. And to come on and act like you're this superior person or you're a good person, you're a quality human being. Are you holding this man's hand? We see you. You look stupid.
Yeah. We see you. There's those types of people that still trying to stick with him and stick beside him but all this other stuff. We see you. And the thing is, you are, in a sense, people who try to hide that type of stuff and try to make out like it doesn't exist. You're worse because the person who's doing that is mentally ill as well.
Yeah, that's why I said
you're just evil.
You're
just evil for trying to uphold that.
That's why I say I can't fuck with the Republicans. I don't give a shit how much they waking up because they are a part of it. They are part of people just ignoring what is obvious. You know, you're pretending. That's why I can't fuck with Michael Steele, Jen, well not Jen Psaki, was whoever Bush press secretary was, that lady on MSNBC. Because those people help usher in what the hell we going through right now, and then they turned a blind eye at the time to the racism that was that Bush put out there.
Oh yeah, definitely that.
Yeah, because Michael Steele, he was Barack Obama's biggest opponent. He the one who ushered in the goddamn Tea Party. Now he talking like he got good damn sense. Well, where the fuck was that at when you was supporting all them goddamn racists? You know.
Well, he sees the light. I see the light now. That's what.
Well, yeah, he's speaking right now.
I see the light.
I can't say nothing bad about what he's saying right now. But I remember.
Don't get it twisted.
I remember when he used to sit his ass up on Fox News with Sean
and
Hannity.
he'll do it
again. With Sean Hannity and what's that other dude name that got fired? Larry something. Bill O'Reilly. I mean,
Bill
he used,
O'Reilly, yeah.
he used to sit up
That was
there
the
with
first
them.
casualty.
Yeah, they used to talk shit about black people, about
And
what
they would
black
do it
people should
again,
do.
Tyrone. You get Trump out the way, and they'll all gather back together because at the end of the day, they all the same. It's
Yeah,
just
and
that
for the life of me,
pedophilia is too hot. Pedophilia too hot for some niggas.
for the life
Maybe
of
not
me,
for Sarge.
I can't see why the hell they still got Joe Scarborough. I don't know why the fuck he on MSNBC.
Man, yeah, I'm tired of seeing that motherfucker.
Who's this unknown caller line I just opened?
Yeah, hey Tyrone. Hey,
What's that,
Peace,
in the
peace,
end,
Joe.
there's only one thing that you could say to really sum it all up, Tyrone. They're eating our pets. They're eating the dogs and the cats.
Wait a minute. Let me get you. Let me get it. Let me make sure that we get that in here for tonight, Joe. I'm glad that you reminded me.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Yeah, you reminded me, Joe. I appreciate that, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. A man said this on a presidential debate, and people still stand behind him. A man said this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's a mic drop moment, but not in a good way. But anyway, I'm going to mute myself. I got a lot of noise here. I had to remind you that.
Who's this other caller? Hello?
Oh, that's me.
What's up, Big OC?
Chilling.
OC, what up?
Chilling. Hey, look.
Go ahead.
Another quote you need to find. Find that one where he was talking about that golf player's dick.
Talk about what?
That golf player's dick. Talking about he had a.
You talking about when he's talking about Arnold Palmer's meat?
Yeah, Arnold Palmer. Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. Well, let me turn my because I'm not all that sensitive, but that was just a disgrace.
Yeah. So it's like, Trump can say anything, man. We didn't see him say absolutely anything. He was up there talking about washing machines, water in the toilet, dishwashers. It's like, come on, man. I done forgot, you know what I'm saying? When you come with a point, you be like, oh, yeah, that's going to kill him. You forget that shit because so much other shit then came.
Oh, before.
That it's like you got to go back and really look, but he done said anything and everything already. To where, what are we supposed to do? And the press can't say shit because they know now a motherfucker will kick you out and not give a fuck. So they holding their tongue, so we're not going to get nothing out of the people at the White House press corps because they know they'll get kicked the fuck out. And Trump won't give a damn about whatever law and whatever decorum, whatever you're supposed to do. He's going to be like, whatever. We're going to have fucking YouTubers in here, Republican YouTubers. Y'all got to peep that. Y'all got to peep that they got motherfucking these YouTubers in that goddamn White House press room asking questions and shit.
Yeah, I read about that. Oh, and don't forget, he stimulated giving fellatio.
Oh yeah, I remember
at one
that.
of his campaigns. Remember when he did that?
I remember that. That was crazy. He grabbed that microphone and started going up and down on it. That was nuts. That dude, man.
Because he knew he had the election in the bag. Conspiracy theory, because this is just a conspiracy theory that I believe. Elon had it all set up for him to win. So he was just doing anything. He didn't care.
Well, here's Arnold Palmer.
But Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this guy, this is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it.
What the hell is wrong with this dude, man? that is, how do we have a president that act like that? I don't.
Listen, Tyrone.
Because Sarge.
That's that white boy. That's that white boy humor, Tyrone.
Oh yeah, damn sure is.
Humor.
They do.
They're gonna talk about some ass and dicks,
yeah,
all that kind of shit.
They gonna punch each other in the dick when they playing. They punch each other and grab each other's ass. I mean, that's what my motherfucking coach used to call it. Grab
I get
ass.
that.
Yeah. Stop all that grabbing.
I get that, but this motherfucker's the president now. I mean, what the fuck?
What that shit don't mean nothing to him, man.
I mean, shit to his
I'm
supporters.
gonna tell y'all. Listen, Tyrone, go out and buy everybody out here, everybody on this line. Go buy y'all $2 worth of Bitcoin. Just $2. That's all. Just you get you $2 and then hold on to it, cause these greedy motherfuckers out here, they trying to get paid. And if
he is manipulating that market though.
Digital shit, digital banks, and all this shit going down. Paper money going. So something got to come in and replace it. So understand. I think they just got the brakes on it right now. But if they really let it loose, Bitcoin will go to goddamn $100 million. If they just say fuck it, let it loose, it's gonna go dumb. That's what they banking on. All these motherfucking big companies buying tons and tons of crypto for a reason. So get y'all a couple pennies in there just to see what it do.
Well, yeah, there is manipulating the market. And if you pay attention to what Trump is doing, I take advantage of it. If you know how to do the stock market, and you hear Trump make the stock market go down and making it go up, jump in there and get that shit. Shit. Why not? Might as well make money off of it if you can.
Yeah, America gonna have a hard time cleaning this up. Even after the Trump presidency. I mean, other countries got ammo now. They, we had a pedophile as a president.
Yeah, I mean, he just fucking look. He just got the latest job numbers, and he didn't agree with that shit, and he fired the damn head of the fucking the thing.
The statistician, the government statistician, and that ain't no easy fucking job.
This is a dictatorship, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know we don't like to look at America that way, but we living up on the fucking dictatorship, authoritarian, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because
totalitarian.
The numbers is the numbers, and what you're supposed to do if you get bad numbers is you're supposed to improve the conditions to change the numbers by getting people jobs and allowing more access to resources and all this kind of. You don't supposed to fire the motherfucker that gave you the actual damn numbers. The fuck?
And that woman was voted in unanimously between Republican and Democrat.
So hey, Tyrone, the effect of what happened there is that now no one can trust any government reporting them. No one can trust any. Nope. I mean, somebody said this on the news. There's no reason to trust any numbers coming from Trump's administration now. The second thing is, hold on, real quick. The second thing is, one of the guys I watch on YouTube said that this is now a national security issue, because if you have a president that will terminate someone because of something you didn't like that they're reporting, what happens if in a war and it's a general? And the general says, hey, losing here, and you can the guy. What happens if it's, an analyst in one of the armed forces, and he's giving you an analysis of an enemy position or strength, and you don't like those numbers, you're going to fire him? So, you set a precedent for yourself that is dangerous, really dangerous for the country. Not for you, but for the country. So I'll just leave it there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we all messed up.
Yeah, we are. And that money, that $75 billion that they're giving to ICE, that budget that's bigger than the Marine Corps, I mean, that is some scary shit, guys. Listen, this man is putting military on the goddamn streets. He's arming fucking civilians with no criteria, no training. giving them weapons, giving them military grade equipment, and he's sending them out into our goddamn streets to collect people. That shit is scary. I don't know what else to say about that one.
Yeah, that's some Hitler type shit.
Yeah, and the reason that people are accepting it, the reason that people are accepting it because they think it's just the immigrants getting targeted. And deep down inside, a lot of Americans, they kind of wavy about immigrants and all that kind. So they ain't saying shit. You see what I'm saying? But they gonna let that get away, and then next thing you know, they're gonna be going after the people in Chicago. We got to go get the people in Chicago, or we got to go get them thugs off the street in New York, or whatever the fuck. They're gonna start going into urban areas and trying to quell the crime in the country or some bullshit. That's gonna be the reason that they're gonna give.
Well, he already threatened that he's gonna do that in D.C. So
yep.
Yeah. So he already said he's gonna take over the district. He's gonna do it in D.C. So
I always wondered how America would fall.
because he got his listen. Who's running D.C. now, law wise?
What do you mean who's running it?
You asking who's the mayor?
No, who the head law person in D.C. now?
Hell, I don't know.
Well, the chief of police. The mayor is Bowser.
No.
And the chief of police. What do you mean?
What position does Judge Janine have?
Oh, she's up there somewhere. Where the hell is she at now?
She's just the lead's attorney, and she lost like 90 employees on her first day. 60 investigators and 30 lawyers.
But you know what she finna put in there now, though.
Yeah, trash.
That's another crazy thing. You're gonna move somebody off of Fox TV, Fox News, and put them in charge. That's some bullshit.
Tyrone, that woman was on Fox News issuing a job application saying, if you need a job, contact me, because all the folks bounced off.
That ain't nothing but pure propaganda there. See, they do so much shit you can't even keep up with it. I forgot about her fucking drunk ass.
Because the Republicans, they just pushed her through. What last week? Was that last week? And it just be happening so fast. And RFK took all of the money out of the budget that's going to pay for research and vaccine research and things like that. And I saw what was it, 500 million? And I saw this white dude I said online in one of the comment sections. He said, well, if some break loose here in America, some type of pandemic or illness or something like that, and another country because they have their people still in place, and they come up with something and there's something to save the people, will they allow us in the United States to get some?
The United States wouldn't even request it because this last pandemic, y'all ain't paying attention. I called Trump the biggest mass murderer for a reason. Donald Trump and his administration, he allowed that death in this country to occur. He did that on purpose. He won't trying to heal no goddamn body. He was slow walking
because of the numbers.
Yeah,
because he didn't like the numbers. He didn't like the numbers.
Even though
y'all don't remember him
even though they came up with that vaccine under his administration and he was trying to take credit for it, if they would have accepted the vaccine and he would have took credit for it. But being that they didn't accept it and all that kind of shit, he didn't give a shit whether people died or not.
You remember at his campaign rallies, he was caught on tape. He wanted to be above all his supporters because he knew COVID was running around. And remember they caught him on a hot mic talking about he didn't want to be in their face or some shit, like it was something. But he was caught on a hot mic because they always put the podium up higher than the audience.
Because that
brother die? Didn't that brother 999, didn't he die fucking around with Trump?
Right at the beginning. That was right at the beginning. But Donald Trump fat ass caught that shit and he knew good and damn well that shit is real. And if it weren't for him being the president and having access to all that damn medication, his probably ass would be 6 feet under.
Well, they said he was sicker than what it was put out.
Yeah.
That they had to take him to Walter Reed and
Yeah,
stuff like
because he's
that.
overweight.
But Tyrone, I must.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he was real sick. He said he was. But I'm gonna have to say this. I'm gonna have to push back on something you said. Yes, Trump allowed all of that. He didn't like the numbers. So he was like, stop doing all this testing, then the numbers won't be high.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when he said that, that was crazy. But I have to give some pushback. It was like just because he was the president and people, MAGA, the white people and stuff, wanted what they wanted, they know better than to ignore scientific advice and the advice of doctors and scientists and stuff. They chose to do that. Trump really didn't he didn't really down talk the vaccine because he said he got it. He didn't down talk the vaccine. They had just got so crazy. Remember all that QAnon stuff was going on? A lot of that, they led to that to themselves because he said once and wanted back when he was president, when he was given the first time president, he was giving all those rallies. He did say that, well, I got the vaccine.
Yeah, he
I
got
remember
booed.
he said it. I was watching it.
Man, they
And
started
he said, I got the
He got
vaccine.
booed. He got booed,
And
and
he
that's when he
said-
changed his mind.
And he said, I would recommend that everybody get it. And he got booed, and he was like, okay, well, whatever. So
You don't
as
have
far
to.
as the
You don't have
vaccine,
to.
I'm not going to put all that on him. Yes, he caused a lot of death with his handling of COVID. But as far as the rollout of the vaccine, them fools did that all by themselves.
Yeah.
He wanted it. He wanted all of the glory for getting the vaccine and putting the money there, but they weren't going to give him glory. And when he said, well, these people don't want the vaccine, I'll just ride with what they say. So I got to put that on the people.
Well, yeah, historically, it would have been
on
a
the
big,
people.
it would have been a big plus for him to be able to claim that he saved X amount of lives and all that
But
kind
the
of stuff.
people
But he
wouldn't go along with it.
He
They wouldn't go along with it, so he just let it go. That's that. I put that on the people.
Hey, Tyrone, can I have a minute here to address a couple of things in the chat room
Go ahead, man.
that I
Okay.
just wanted to point out to the idiots in the chat room? First of all, ABC is talking about, Trump is bringing in all this money from tariffs. ABC, tariffs are a tax that you pay, not the country. He seems to think that a country pays a tariff. No, you pay it. You pay it on the goods that you buy that are imported into the country. This is why the price of goods is going up. It's simple economics. If you need an economics class, I'll be happy to get on your show and give you the Sesame Street version of it, since you really don't understand how it works. The second thing is, Sarge said something about firing generals. Sarge, anybody that has ever taken a leadership class will tell you right away, the biggest leadership failure you can have is by firing somebody that brings you bad news. Anybody could tell you that. Whether they've been in the service or whether they've been in management, anybody can tell you a good leader can take good news and bad news and adjust their plan from it. But if you can take bad news and don't like the bad news and fire the person bringing it, firing the messenger, that is a pure leadership failure. Am I right, Tyrone? You've been in the service.
You're right.
You've held a rank. Yeah. Isn't that the first thing they tell you? Don't fire the messenger.
Right.
Mama's boy too. You all been in the service. You do not penalize or fire the messenger. You decipher and act on the message, not
You
the
listen.
message.
Yeah, you listen to the messenger.
Right. So anyway, I that's all I needed to do. Thank you for giving me this moment to correct these fools.
Hey, Ro, can I piggyback on something that Joe just said? I don't know if everybody was thought we did when it was happening. That's the Titan submersible, and then people got killed down there now. The Titanic still claiming lives down there in that ocean. It's deep ocean. Well, now the Coast Guard is coming out with information after they did the investigation and this and that, and I'm still following it. And basically, I know what some of the things that they are releasing that are so preventable. And piggyback on what Joe was saying as far as firing the messenger, the people who's bringing you solid news, but it's also bad news. And that's what Stockton did every time. Where's Stockton? Dead. And took 3 other people with him because he kept firing the messengers. This is not going to work. We shouldn't do this. We shouldn't this. We shouldn't that. And firing the messenger. And his messengers was giving him sound, good, scientific advice. And he said, and took 3 other people with him. That's what happens when you fire the messenger, because you don't like the news that they're giving you. That's all I want to say. I just had to piggyback on that. Did everybody leave?
No. I was
y'all still here? Okay.
Yeah, I was Googling and try to put it in plain English where the hell who pays the goddamn tariffs, like Joe was trying to explain. And I guess you have to Google a certain amount of questions to get the answer. But bottom line is that they don't come from the other goddamn countries. It's just like Joe said, that the tariffs come from the people who's the importers, whoever requesting the goods. And they tax us so they can pay those high ass tariffs. The other countries ain't fucking paying the damn tariffs. That just don't make no goddamn sense.
Yeah. For all y'all niggas that wear white t-shirts, when you go down to the t-shirt shop, the motherfuckers used to be $7. Now they 9 or 10 or 11.
Yeah, they see, but that's the effects of propaganda, because Donald Trump say that the other countries are paying. You got dummies like ABC repeating that same dumbass shit. This is how a whole country gets dumb, because the head of the damn country is saying dumb shit. Yeah, and it's just not true. The Google works just fine. I mean, now they got Chat GPT and all kind of damn other AI fucking. They'll go out there and search the fucking answers and give you the accurate answer. You don't have to be dumb.
To give you the answer, or go to the library. You remember back in the day? I know when I was young, before we started getting more into computers, you had to go to the library and go to the card catalog and look up what you wanted to look up, or pull up old like pictures and stuff and microfilm of old newspapers.
Macrofiche.
You don't have to.
Macrofiche.
Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do any of that anymore. It's right there at your fingertips. And also, like a lot of these CEOs for these companies and stuff that's bringing in so far, the prices so far. Well, everything has gone up. We can see that unless you're stupid. But it was saying so far because they had merchandise, they had a lot of the stuff here. But now that the seasons and things is changing, and they have to bring in more merchandise. And a lot of the CEOs, I was reading an article about that in the Finance Times, that they were saying they were able to absorb some of it, but they can't absorb all of this. They was never going to absorb this type of thing. They was never going to do this.
Yeah,
so they're gonna pass it on to us. Let me finish. They're gonna pass it on to us by charging higher prices. And what they do, what they also do, the countries that are sending it in, they try to wheel and deal and squeeze the smaller countries to sell it for a little bit. You know, it's all this wheeling and dealing to protect the rich, the corporations. That stuff is passed on to us. So the money that they're claiming that they're bringing in, which they're not, they're claiming that they're bringing in, that's coming from us. We're paying that to put money over into the rich people's bank accounts. That's coming from us. Comes from the people. People, that's where that money. So if they say we're going to get $50 billion in tariffs, guess who's paying? Guess who's where to get that $50 billion is going to come from? Us. We're paying that. So we're giving the rich even more money. And I don't see why we are, what is this, August? We are in August. of 2025, and somebody's still saying that they're bringing in money from the tariffs, you're still saying that?
Well, that's because Trump is saying it. Every time he speaks, that's what he says. You know, and
that money comes from us that they're calculating. That comes from us.
You learn that shit in middle school. You learn that shit in elementary school that a tariff is a tax.
Yeah, here we go again. ABC's talking about tariffs. I hate when niggas think that they're smart and they're talking about things they don't understand. ABC, when they make a tariff adjustment, it's not instant. It's not like Trump says, "Oh, it's 20% on Canada," and it goes into play that day. No, it takes a few months to kick in. I think it was yesterday or today that Trump's tariffs actually take place.
Yeah, it was today.
So what you're seeing basically, So what you're seeing is the after effect of Biden's policy. Trump's policies just started kicking in today. So what you're bragging about is actually Biden's policy. And by the way, these $1 trillion investments, they're pledges. They're not investments. There hasn't been a dollar spent. There hasn't been a shovel in dirt yet. I think the only thing that's going on is that what's the Star thing in Texas? Starland, whatever, Yeah, in Texas. But that started under Biden, not under Trump. So, if you're going to talk about something, ABC, really, I give you credit for being a semi-intelligent guy, but don't talk about shit you don't understand, bro.
No, you done gave that nigga too much credit, Joe. I got to step in here. You done gave that nigga too much credit. Isn't ABC the nigga that did a show about a movie he didn't even go look at?
But yeah, tariffs are shutting businesses down in this country. You can see people getting on the internet or TikTok, and they think that they got. I remember seeing this TikToker, and he had a knife country in America because he was making knives here and all this kind of stuff. But his steel was coming from Canada, and now that his steel is coming from Canada, and he's selling American-made knives, he is going out of business because the price that he got to pay for the steel has gone up. Either he's going to have to pay that high price or charge his customers that high price. That's just the way it is. And like I do drones, right? Here's a good example right here. I do drones. Here's my website that I shop from in China called DJI. This is where I get all my little drones from. I want you to look at the DJI drones on this website. Trump has actually closed down businesses. And if I go click on buy a damn drone, here's what they're saying now about buying drones. I want to go to the drone section. Hold on, let me go to the drone section. And I'm going to click on me a drone. And I'm going to click buy this damn drone. And look at there. Out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. Now, everybody else in the world is able to buy these damn drones. Everybody else is, and any product on this website, like if you want to buy a action camera from DJI, I'm going to click on this one. Out of stock, out of stock. You can't buy shit from China. And if you was in the camera business or the drone business in America, you can't do your goddamn business no more because China ain't selling you these damn products no goddamn more. This is the effect that the tariffs is having on the American economy. And in part, that's why Trump got bad job numbers, because people are losing their goddamn jobs. They losing money. These tariffs are fucking closing down businesses in this damn country.
Well, you see that.
Tyrone, can I add? I just want to add this. Like Trump and them announced, and Apple announced that Apple will invest $100 billion to make U.S. iPhone parts. As Trump says, if they didn't do that, a big tariff is coming. So we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. Apple said this and this and that. They were going to do that anyway. That was under the CHIPS Act. Just thought I would add that.
Well, see, and Trump is, I mean, you can tell blatantly what he's doing. If he's going to fuck with the mobile phone industry, right, he thinks because he create a mobile phone company that people are going to stop buying the other brands and buy his brand in this damn country, and it's going to make him mega wealthy. But the fact is he got a new product. It's probably shitty. It's probably got cheap parts in it. These other brands like Apple and Samsung, they've got longevity in the damn market, and they're bigger. They're better quality. Nobody don't want to buy no goddamn Trump phone. You know, you try to take my damn Samsung away from me, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. You know, and I'm pretty sure people with Apple is the same goddamn way.
No, I am, but my Apple. But what he claiming that he got Apple to do, he didn't get Apple to do a damn thing. They was gonna do that anyway under the CHIPS Act. Joe Biden and them had negotiated that. So you see how they lie? He didn't do that. That was under the CHIPS Act. And his mobile phone, yeah, all of them are made in China. I would have to look it up because I don't want to say the wrong.
I mean, we ain't got no chips. We ain't got no chip country in this country. We ain't got no phone manufacturing place in this country. They're getting all these parts from China. So you're right.
And the company that is really the base company under his cell phone, I don't want to say the wrong company because I knew it, but I pulled it up. What cell company?
Sound like a grift, Tyrone. Sound like it's a grift.
It is a grift.
It is.
Trump Mobile, the company that is under that, the actual carrier, three major that's under that. It was one in particular. That's really the one that's doing. That's the company that's underneath that. According to research for Trump's family launched a mobile phone in the next generation. The net women wireless provider that utilizes and note that what's the cell phone companies? I forget them. Is the company behind that cell phone companies? I'll get it because they had said what the company was. That's really under it because you're not going to be able to build towers and all that kind of stuff like that.
No.
Wasn't AT&T, wasn't Verizon. It was wait a minute.
Probably Motorola, right?
And then
it's probably Spectrum.
It was one of them that's behind it. But the mother companies, you take like Verizon and all of them, they got all the stuff. So he's not creating anything. That's that other company that still relies on Verizon and AT&T. I think it was a Sprint. One of them is the company underneath it. That is just a way for them to get some money. But this new Trump phone, to really grip some money off people, and then when it fall apart, you won't hear from it anymore. Because then it's not the mother company. There's a cell phone company under that that's doing all of the this and the doing. And then, of course, the phones are made in China, where all of them is made just about.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Here, I just went to his website for Trump Mobile and look at what it say. I guess they took that American-made shit off of there, and what they say. Let me put it on the window here. Right there on the right, it says the T1 phone isn't just powerful; it's brought to life right here in the United States of America. They're not saying made in America; they're saying it's brought to life in America. With an American hands behind every device, we bring care, precision, and trusted quality to every detail. See, they're not saying it's made in there no more because they know the parts ain't made in America.
No, ain't no way.
Well, and like I said, Apple pulled a funny on Trump, and it's an inside joke that only a few people got. So they made this pledge, that they're going to buy certain parts for the iPhone in America, and one of them was, Tim Cook says, we pledged to buy, the glass for the iPhone from Corning, right, to X amount of $1 million. So guess what? They already do it, and have been for years. So basically, they made an announcement to Trump for something that they're already doing because they knew he was going to run with it and say, I got this pledge from Apple, blah, 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 blah. But to anybody that knows how this shit is already done, it doesn't mean anything. They laughing because he got sold something they're already doing. So this is what you get when these guys pledge this stuff. They're very smart people. They're not dumb people at all. You don't get to be successful by being dumb. Well, most people don't. And so a lot of people are pledging shit that they already pledged before or are already doing as if it's something new. Because then Trump will turn around and tell people, like ABC, oh, trillions. Dude, no. There's not that much commerce in the world, brother. There ain't $1 trillion worth of commerce in the world.
And some of those tariff percentages or whatever so-called deals would break some of these countries. Some of these countries' GDPs ain't that damn big to be pledging no $500 billion. You know, some of these countries, $1 trillion. Yeah, $500 billion is probably like a good third of their GDP. You know, they're not gonna give that shit away. But if they give Trump something to stand in public and say, what usually happens with Trump, as it did in his last administration, he forgives the tariff, but what he does is he keeps the tariff on, but he gives a waiver for the specific items, just like he did with Canada. He's got a 35% tariff on Canada, but all the stuff that they bring into America is on the exempt list. Now, if you ask me, he's manipulating his voters when he does that, because he's telling them what he's going to do. They vote for him, and then he gets in the office and does the exact opposite. He's got window dressing of it being a tariff, but underneath, he's forgiving the tariff.
Right, and also too, when you start throwing around big numbers, when you start throwing around big numbers, you know, it fools a lot of people clearly, because you see this in the chat room. So when you start analyzing the numbers and looking behind the numbers, then you realize that there's a lot of nothing there. Like I said, ABC, show me a shovel-ready project that Trump has signed on to as part of his investment in America. Show me one, any one. I'll take one that wasn't started under Biden. All right, that's the caveat. It has to be started under Trump, and it has to have some work attached to it, other than a promise. If you show me that, I will shut the fuck up. But there is none. And so, at the end of the day, sir, you know, before you talk again, if you need an economics lesson, I got a Sesame Street version for you. It has pictures and little cartoons and shit like that. It'll help you out. But if not, you can go on being dumb. It's okay with you. You just fooling yourself and making a chump of yourself.
It's T-Mobile. That's what I was trying to find. T-Mobile. Yeah. That's the mother company underneath.
A damn Texas T-Mobile. Rescuing that motherfucker again.
So I wasn't surprised by that when I was her, because he ain't starting up no cell phone company. That's just a way to grip off some money. And then eventually when it fall apart, then you be trying to get back to your carrier you've been had.
Hey, that's just another thing, you know, Trump water, Trump steaks, Trump University, Trump tennis shoes, Trump Bible. It's just more Trump shit. He's been doing that his whole entire presidency, selling shit, using the presidency to sell shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Trump Bitcoin or Trump
this, Trump that.
Yeah, all that shit is against the law, though, and I don't understand why people ain't holding this guy accountable for breaking the goddamn law. He's not supposed to use the White House as a goddamn piggy bank. That is not a thing that's supposed to happen.
But he don't plan to leave. That's why he's making all those changes to the White House.
Yeah.
But all that gold and gaudy mess, he's trying to turn it into Mar-a-Lago.
Well, he got his military.
That's why he's making all them changes. But the thing is, he might not try to leave, but they will get him out of there. But I don't know. Does he plan to look up Walt Disney family and free himself? You're going to die one day, so you will be leaving.
See, this is me just guessing, but all that money I was talking about he spent on ICE, that $75 billion, that is to build up a militia. And he's giving untrained people weapons And those people going to be loyal to him because they got that job because of Donald Trump. Now, let's just say, for instance, he don't want to leave.
That's what that is.
Let's say, for instance, he don't want to leave, and he call up his motherfucking militia, and if they try to force him out, then you gonna have two fucking factions fighting in America to get that motherfucker out of there. Cause ICE is gonna listen to Donald Trump. Now, I don't know. That's just me guessing. That's just me guessing.
Maybe not all of them, but a large number of them will, because he can't. I can't really count on the military to listen to him like that. He really can't count on the military to listen like that. But with the hefty signing bonuses he's giving these unqualified people, $40,000-$50,000, and if any of them have student loans, they will be forgiven. Did y'all read all the stuff they giving those who sign up for that?
It's scary because they don't have to go through no qualification. They don't have to be trained. No. You know, it's kind of scary.
And they get all this money, and everybody's nothing wrong with a signing bonus, but the signing bonuses are ridiculous. And getting rid of, if anybody's getting rid of your school loans and all type of loans and stuff that, you know, but you want a 0% financing and stuff, you want to buy houses and stuff, they really setting the people up. It's setting them up. If you become an ICE agent, the old Superman, he must be hard up for money because he signed up to join ICE. The guy from Lois and Clark, I can't think of his name.
Oh, he did?
The part Japanese. Yeah, the part Japanese dude from Lois and Clark. He signed up to be an ICE agent.
Wow.
So I mean, he's even part Japanese. I can't think of his name.
I'm gonna go sign up for ICE. I'm gonna go sign up for ICE.
Don't even that.
Be on the inside.
Don't even that, Tyrone. Let me see. What is his name? Because they announced that I think today or yesterday.
Oh, MJ
Superman.
put Dean Cain in the room.
Dean Cain. Let me see if I can pronounce how his name really is. Dean Cain. Let me see if I can pronounce his name. Yeah, he signed up for ICE. Let me see. Dean George Cain, but his name is actually Dean George Tanaka.
Oh, he played Superman. He was a Superman.
Yeah, that's what I said, from Lois and Clark. He was on the Lois and Clark show. That was his Superman from Lois and Clark. Did you watch that?
Hold on. How old can you be to still join ICE? Because I'm motherfucking damn.
I don't know, but he's yours.
I'm going in.
He's 59. He's 59. No, y'all not. Don't say that.
I'm going in
ICE. 59.
Yes, I am.
Sarge, let's go join ICE, Sarge. Come on. We're going to get the sign-in bonus.
Yeah, hey, Tyrone, I think, don't they got a 50,000 sign-in?
Hey, don't trust Sarge, Tyrone. He going to get you in there and then tell on you.
Yeah, they got bonuses and everything. Yeah. Look, they treating them just like the military without all the damn crazy-ass qualifications that you need to join the military. They're giving them shitty training.
And he going...
Yeah, and they put them
giving
on
him
the
all
street
kind
with
of
guns.
stuff. And this is his parents' name. His father is Roger Tanaka, and let me see, was the son of John Megumi Tanaka and Miyoka Tanaka.
What is he, Hawaiian or something?
People with names, huh?
Is he Hawaiian?
No, part Japanese.
Japanese. Okay, that's the name. Okay.
And you all down with this racism stuff. And they don't want you either, but they'll take him because he's an XYZ list celebrity, so they'll take him.
Yeah, he as soon as he gonna be a Vivek Ramaswamy. They kicked his ass out quick.
He is a Vivek Ramaswamy. They just haven't got in.
That man called hell after he left those. He called it. Folks was walking up on him talking about go your ass back.
You don't hear from Nikki Haley no more.
Hold up real quick.
They get rid of all them motherfuckers, boy.
Hey, I looked at this right here. It says the age limit for applying to be an ICE agent has been removed.
I'm gone.
Also,
So
I'm signing up
also,
tomorrow.
You could be-
also,
No, you.
also, previously there was a minimum age requirement of 21, but the agency has now eliminated this restriction.
Oh yeah.
This change is a part of a larger effort to increase recruitment for immigration and customs enforcement.
Oh yeah. I'm going to tell them me some Mexicans. I'm going to sign up tomorrow.
Nigga, you going to steal that
Besides
$50,000 and quit. That's what you finna do.
that signing bonus, that's all you want is a signing bonus.
I ain't fucking with Trump.
But,
I know Sergeant probably
look.
gonna get in line.
Nah, I want to be Sergeant's partner because you know he gonna be riding in a tank, yelling at the Mexicans and shit, you know, at the top of his lungs. He don't need no weapons. All he gotta do is start yelling and shit. And I just want to be there with my camera phone documenting it. That shit gonna be funny as hell.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, Donald Trump is building a goddamn military, his own personal military. That's what the fuck he's doing, y'all. So
That's why
this shit's
that
gonna
is
get
illegal.
crazy.
That's why he dropped the charges and let all of them fools out of jail from January.
That's another good point.
To start it off. So yeah, he has his own personal, building his own personal friendships. So that's what this is. Everything he's done, they taking it right out of the Nazi playbook, Nazi Germany era playbook.
So it looks like
allegedly.
Allegedly. It looks like they're the only police force that can detain you, you know, that can arrest you, you know, without a Miranda. You know, I don't think that they function under Miranda since they can suspect you of being illegal, and you have to.
But they just said fuck habeas corpus, man. They said fuck due process. They just breaking people's car windows, dragging them out, and putting them in jail. I mean, and getting rid of them. You can't do that in this country, but without due process, that's some bullshit.
They doing it now.
Yeah,
they're doing it now.
Hey, I think that alligator to Alcatraz is in trouble. Didn't the appeals court say that shit was unconstitutional?
Yeah, and they stopping them from building onto it because all kind of reports and things. The federal judges, I think they announced some of that today, but we have to see. They probably run to the Supreme Court when they come back.
This guy literally building internment camps and concentration camps. These people can't see that this guy's trying to be a dictator. Good Lord.
Well, they fine with it, Tyrone. That's how you know that the people who. That's how you know the people who support him are racist too, because they fine with that. Ask Sarge. Ask that racist. I bet you he fine with it.
That's this is crazy. I always wondered how America would fall, and I always thought about that in the back of my head. But this is way bigger. This is way bigger than what I thought it would go through. It's more complicated. There's more nuances to it. How they're ripping this system apart.
But this is it. And there's so many nations like Russia and Israel, like Israel first. They're talking about America first, please. Israel is first, then America, and then you have Russia and all them. They got stuff on him, and he doing whatever it is that they want him to do. This is the fall. And we was wondering how it was going to look. But we have to see how far we fall. Because after that mess that they pulled with Canada the other day, they do. And whether or not people believe it or not, we need them. We need them as an ally. We are so toast. We are so toast that after they broke down what all is going to happen and how like they are strategically, Canada is trying to hurt the red states, and they will, and they are. We are so toast here, and it's what's so crazy is not enough people really realize how toast we are. But we all, like you said, Tyrone, we wondered what the fall, because it's due, what the fall of America would look like. And we're here. Never thought I'd live to see it. Didn't want to live to see it. But we're here.
Yeah, I mean the only way to fight this is politically, and I don't think the political opposition is strong enough to do it. I mean, because if you just look at what's going on in Texas, yeah, the Democrats is taking a stand and they're running, not running, but they're not in Texas to have that forum. But at the same time, you got Trump and Governor Abbott and the FBI talking about arresting those individuals. You see, so
and the thing is, they could do what they did. What they did, that has been done before. I don't know if he was the first, but Abraham Lincoln and some other ones, they did that back in their day.
Illegal.
They were
It's
trying
not
to break.
illegal.
Yeah, it's not illegal. They were trying to break up a quorum. And Abraham Lincoln and some others, they ran to get out of there so they couldn't do the vote, and they jumped out of the windows. So it's not illegal what they did.
No, it's
but it
not.
really
But
doesn't matter.
what is illegal is the governor asking the government,
the FBI,
the FBI to arrest those people. That's the illegal part.
That's illegal. Well, that's illegal because what they did to break up a quorum, that has been done before. But because Donald Trump, it's been done before. Abraham Lincoln was one of the first, so it's been done. It's been done before. But he's in charge of the FBI. He's in charge of all of that. That's his FBI, and that's his Justice Department. So they want to lock these people up. And no, just like I agree with what Rachel Maddow said, we have to stop saying he's trying to become a dictator. We've got to stop saying that we're living under a fascist regime. We've got to say we're here. We are living under it. And we do have a dictator as the leader of the country.
Well, that's the truth. That's the truth.
So we're here. And I agree with her 100%.
This is fascism because if you look at the opposition to political...
We're living under it.
If you look at the opposition to political speak, they arrest those people, and you can't say what you want about Donald Trump or against Donald Trump. Look at CBS getting rid of Stephen Colbert. Look at all these media companies getting fined.
Joy Reid.
Yeah, it's just...
And look at what they're doing on the college level.
Yeah.
What they're doing on the college level.
They
shut down the college students.
Yeah.
And
law firms. Don't
they
forget.
can't protest.
Oh, the law firm. That's a big one. Yeah. Yep. So we are here, guys.
And he said he's gonna. And he also said he's gonna sign an executive order in the next couple of days for all colleges. I guess I don't know how he's gonna do this under all colleges, state, private colleges, or whatever. They're gonna have to report to the White House that they are not following any of the guidelines for what is it? That they put in place. Oh my God, let me pull it up. Like if they try to follow the certain guidelines that was put in place for what's the thing that was supposed to be for us?
Affirmative action.
Going to school, affirmative action or anything. They better not be following any of that. And then I was reading a lot of accompanying articles to that. They were saying it sounds to me like he's going to do that. He's going to come for the HBCUs in a little bit and try to shut them down.
Well, yeah, black people is on the chopping block. I mean, we watching the migrants get kicked out of here and all that kind of stuff, but black people are on the chopping block. I can already see it.
Oh yeah.
Somehow or another, he's going to use ICE to attack places like you said, Washington D.C., Chicago, and just start locking black people up. That's going to happen. And then ain't nobody gonna say a damn thing. We made fun of the Hispanic people, and it was funny.
But I don't make fun anymore. That I made a little bit of fun, and we were right. So we were right to do that. That was because they just got stupid. But it's not funny anymore.
Hey, that's my jam.
Yeah, we made fun of the Hispanic people, but look, hey,
but it's not funny anymore.
They going down the line because everybody is susceptible to this fucking tyrant.
And we were right to do that, make fun of them. Everybody, not just us.
No, because they voted for it.
Fun of them.
They promoted They promoted this. This is what they wanted. They wanted Donald Trump.
They did that. the FAFO, people were right to needle them and do everything that they did as it related to them after he got in. But now, I think it's time to stop that now because it's not fun anymore. It's
and
serious.
the Hispanics and the Indians and whatever the other people of color, they're not our friends. I'm sorry, and I don't want to sound like people on the YouTube, but they're showing their true colors when it came to this election. They showing their true
everybody
colors.
hate black people, Tyrone. Yeah. Everybody hate black people.
Yeah, I'm not like a person that calling people, tethers and all that. I'm not like that. But the fact is that those people
definitely do that.
Those people don't like black people. They just don't.
And the Muslims too, when they got called out, the Arabs and all of them, when they got called out, and look at the state of what they're allowing to happen with Gaza and the West Bank and some of the other countries over there. And when they was like, we had to hold that vote for Kamala Harris because she just said, okay, and people was telling y'all it's gonna be much worse.
Yeah, so the people, you're right. So the Palestinians against Harris and all that kind of bullshit, they finding out. They getting ready to kill them people off of this planet. That's their goal. They don't want no more Palestinians to exist.
Hey, 5 minutes after Trump got in office, they was writing Biden talking about you got to do something.
Yeah, I mean,
well, can you do something?
But all that was opposing a black person or somebody that Kamala Harris is mixed, but they was looking at her as a black woman. So they was opposing her because of how she looked and what she represented.
And they were saying because of the Biden-Harris administration. Yes, it was the Biden-Harris administration, but that was Joe Biden's administration.
Exactly.
I'm not saying she would have been much different. I'm not saying she would have, but I just don't think she would have been as bad with it as Joe Biden. They were going to follow Western foreign policy. She was going to follow that, but it wouldn't have been to this extent. And now it definitely wouldn't have been this.
No, it wouldn't have been none of this extreme stuff. What we would have got was the same old type of politics that we're used to from a Harris administration. She wasn't gonna push the bucket. She wasn't gonna go over the line and do anything special. She just would have kept this country afloat. She probably would have worked on the economy like Biden did, and helped young people out and all that kind of shit. So we would have got the same kind of politics from her. But this shit here, I don't know. I guess Elisa, did you drop off? Did I drop?
No, you did.
Oh, seemed like things went silent.
Yeah, hey, just to try and get my last little lick in. ABC something about Trump turning the economy around. Right? Well, I hate to tell you, but the economy was doing pretty damn good under Biden. Trump
don't even go there. Look at what Trump did when he got the actual job numbers. That just happened. Trump got bad job numbers, ABC, and he fired the person that gave him the bad fucking numbers. The fuck you talking about? He turned the economy around.
How the hell he turned the economy around when we only gained 14,000 jobs in May? It's 16,000 jobs in June, and then 73,000 jobs in July, and those 140,000, 177,000 numbers in the previous 2 months was wrong.
Dwindled down. It was wrong.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you need a lesson in this stuff, ABC, I mean, really, I'm trying to help you out, brother, because you're making a fool of yourself.
Save your lifesaver, Joe.
Black man.
Save your lifesaver for a real person drowning.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, good luck on that water, bro. Hey, there's a shark behind you. Good luck on that water.
Well, all I got to do is Google it. I mean, the AP got a big old article about Trump's economy. I don't know. This guy just ignorant. He don't want to know the truth because he ain't looking.
No, because he don't want to. He don't even need us to tell him. He can Google the shit. He
just got one of those talking points though. But Trump's economy is better than Joe Biden. Listen, you need to get away from that damn bullshit there because Trump is destroying this goddamn country. Like, straight up. That's what's happening.
Yep, they're tearing it apart from the inside out. And Fox News that they love so much. They even have had to report some truth on it. Had to report some truth.
Well, yeah, they got that Fox business. They got that Fox business that comes on.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, they spitting the real numbers out over there. You know, and
yes,
you know, business has to have some real solid numbers to know what the hell they doing. And I think that's a Rupert Murdoch play. You know, I think that's Rupert taking a jab at Trump by you know, putting the real numbers out there because you know he wants Fox to keep lying for him.
And the Wall Street Journal, them putting out all that stuff, that was Rupert Murdoch saying F you. You know he owned that, so.
Eat it.
Well, you know, I think that we could start ABC off with the Wall Street Journal kids version, the one that's, you know, written in crayon and shit, and get them going on that.
Hey, you talking about the one with the legend?
yeah.
ABC a dumbass. I'm with Tyrone. ABC a dumbass. You waste your time fucking with that. You know, when I was young and played sports, there was a term called dumb jock. And usually that meant all you can do is play football, nigga. You too stupid to even function in life. All you can do is play a sport. And ABC remind me of that. You know, ABC to me is TRS's Gilbert Arenas. Self-sabotage.
Boy. Yeah. You got to remember, even the ball boys get a ring.
Yeah, and actually, Trump is making people scared to report on the real numbers by his move with the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Yeah.
We already know that Trump has the worst economy than what Joe Biden did. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't know what to say about that one.
Yeah. Anybody that would support a president that doesn't want the real numbers, they only want what they want to hear, you're a fool.
They delusional.
Yeah, and he a pedophile.
Allegedly. On top of that, he a pedophile. Allegedly. And you still holding his hand.
Allegedly.
And they're eating the pets.
If you go, I just don't understand people. But a lot of the black MAGAs who I knew, they have gone real quiet. One of them that I knew disappeared off of social media completely. Embarrassed. But at least they have the sense enough to do that. So when you have people still trying to after we're down into the dirt and the most grimiest of all of the stuff, if you don't have enough sense to disappear and you're still trying to talk it up, like Mama's boy said, we see you.
You ain't fooling no goddamn body.
they fumbling because all of that shit that's going on with them, and they don't have any anti-black rhetoric for this moment. You know, you went from the woke to the BLM to the DEI. All that anti-black rhetoric was pushing all these fucking talking points and getting people together. But right now, they don't have any anti-black rhetoric. And as soon as they can pick up some anti-black rhetoric, that's when you're going to see them coalesce around Trump again. Even, I mean,
come back.
Yeah, but you know, even with that damn pedophile shit, if they came out with some anti-black shit, just like they were trying to do that with that brawl that they had, where they said these black people beat up that white man. You know, they were trying to do that around that, but that just wasn't good enough. You know, it wasn't strong enough. So they're gonna keep trying. Because, I mean, everybody seen that video, seen that white man hit that goddamn dude first and got his ass. He got what he deserved. And then Fox News and all the other outlets came out there about these black people beating up that white man and all that kind of bullshit. And they arrested the damn black people. They didn't arrest the white man. But
and the lady who got beat up, I thought maybe because like if you be trying to break people up, if you try to break up men and people fight like that, you liable to get beat up as well. But no, there was some video I saw today that no. She got the black dude, one of the black dude was fussing and running his mouth. She got up in the way and like kind of shoved off at him too. So that's why she got beat up.
Nigga, my favorite one was that white chair smacking that white bitch in her damn face. Boy, that shit was fun. That black man grabbed that chair and beat her face in.
When you talking about this last thing that happened?
You remember the one y'all talking about where the security guard threw his hat up in the air? And that white,
no, not that.
That what y'all talking about?
No, there was another brawl recently in Ohio, I think it was.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and everybody is blaming the black people.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go Google that.
Yeah, it's
and they had them stomp. They were stomping them, and it turned into a pack mentality. Now, what Starch was saying was that last week, once you turn into a pack mentality and you stomping people out, okay, that is to turn into a crime. That is.
Well, you can blame people for their actions after that mentality start, but be fair about it and get everybody who's responsible. That white dude who started that damn, he slapped that dude in the red shirt first, and that's what started it. So I mean.
And she got up in the way, up in the black dude who got slapped face, and she was like trying to push him off. So she, at that point, this white dude that she was with slapped him. And then you going to get up in the way in the black man's face, just the black man was fussing at that point, then you going to get, she got up in his face and like trying to shove him off. Okay, you fair game to get beat up too. Isn't that how it works? If I'm with somebody and you fair game too, if I'm with somebody and they haul up and slap somebody and the person who got slapped is arguing and fussing, and I go get up in that person's face who got slapped and I'm like trying to shove them off and talking big and this, that. Well, I'm game to get beat up too. I'm going to get beat up too. And that's what happened. They got beat up and I saw some women jumped in it too and they got stomped in the street. Well, that's what happened. You can't tell anybody how to respond. Now, pack mentality, because they should have pulled back after the people was down and getting stomped, but pull back. You don't want to kill, because just like a white dude had, y'all remember that old video on the bus? Some people was on the bus, it was the bus of the subway, and white dude had got up in a young black girl's face. She looked to be like maybe 16 or whatever, and I don't remember what it was. And he got up in her face, and I think she got, you know how you brush up, you didn't mean to touch, but the white dude brushed up, got too close, and he touched her. And she jumped up and grabbed the bars that you hold on to the top of the bus, and she started stomping him on the bus. Y'all don't remember that? She was a young girl, too. And she stopped that white dude because he got caught up in between the seats. And she was stomping him because she grabbed them top bars and started stomping and jumping on his neck and his head. And it was a black dude, an older black dude, who was sitting across the way. He was just observing it. And he was like, okay, now stop now. You don't want to kill him. And he was right to tell her, okay, stop now. You don't stomp this small man down. You don't want to kill him. And she stopped and got off the bus. But that's what happens. You touch somebody, she feared for her life. And it was so crazy how that went down. And she jumped up, grabbed them top bars if you all had been on a public bus. And she started just stomping and kicking. And he couldn't get out from up in between the seats. And she was just stomping and stomping on his head and neck. And the black dude who was sitting across the way, he was just as calm and cool, collected, watching the whole thing. He said, all right, now, that's enough. You don't want to kill him. And that was good advice because she probably could have killed it, because she was stomping him. And that's what happens because he got too close up in her face and he touched her. And she went off of her little self. And she put something on that white dude on that bus. And the reason she was able to get away with it because he couldn't get out from in between the seats.
Well, I don't know why they ain't arrest that white dude in that damn brawl though. I don't get
They
that.
they might arrest him. We have to see how it go. But that's this is Indiana. Is it Indiana you said?
Well, I think it was Ohio one.
Ohio, well, it was a red state. So we just have to see. It is Ohio. You're right, and that's a red state. Well, it was red. So we just have to just see how that goes. We have to see how
It
that
says
goes. You
Cincinnati.
can't jump on about it.
It says Cincinnati,
Cincinnati,
Ohio.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Ohio, okay, yeah. Well, all them states over there, Cincinnati, Ohio, what did I say? Indiana, all them is red states. So, what difference is that? The Dakotas, it doesn't matter. But we have to see how they work out. No, everybody should be arrested, but you can't tell somebody how to react. Somebody just slap you. You can't tell somebody how to react. Some people pick up something and kill you right there on the spot. You can't tell somebody how to react. I know if somebody just walk up and slap me, if they ain't got no gun, I can't fight anybody. But I'm going to pick up something and hit you in the head with it as soon as your back turns. So you can't tell me how to react. I know I can't fight nobody, but my brother taught me as an ex-police officer, retired, that moved on for doing different things, police officer, he said if anything ever break out and you can't fight anybody, he said while the arguing is going on, always spot what you're going to use as a weapon. And I always remember that. Always spot while you arguing. What will you use as a weapon? Because you can't fight anybody. And I learned that. I got into a mess with this lady years back in the Walgreens. And she was getting louder and louder and louder. And it was her fault. And the whole time I'm like, while I'm arguing what you're going to use. And the flu sign, how they had the sign up for the flu, this metal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't have it. They usually have a chain on it so people don't walk off with it. It wasn't chained. So my eyes went straight to that while me and her was arguing. And if it looked like she was getting ready to rush me, I was going to grab that metal flu sign and knock her right in the skull with it. You always spot a lesson. I spot a weapon. My brother said, always have the weapon in mind that you're going to grab. If somebody try to charge for you or whatever. And that's what you can. If somebody charges and slap me or something, I'm not gonna fight you because I can't. I'm not a fighter type person. But I have spotted a weapon, and the moment you look away, it's gonna meet the side of your head. And you can't tell me not to do that.
That dude set off something whenever and then I think I seen that dude in the red shirt testifying and said that white dude kicked this out of his car first, and they was having a back and forth before all that happened. And then whenever he got out of the car, he slapped him, and then that's when, he responded. And everybody else responded.
You can't tell somebody how not to respond. They're going to respond how they're going to respond.
Hey, Sister Lisa.
And, huh?
You know they make a weapon, a gun that shoots CS pellets. And CS is the riot control gas that they shoot in the crowds when people are rioting. And it looks like it's yellow, okay, and it is in the shape of a pistol, but it shoots those little pellets, and it's like getting tear gas. And they're rubber. Really? They're rubber too, so you're not gonna kill nobody. But yeah, they make a pistol like that, and you can get a motherfucker up off.
Can you buy it?
Yeah, you can buy it just like you buy a gun. Just like you buy a gun. It's probably more along the lines of buying like a can of mace, but it's a weapon.
That'll be no. It won't be like you buying a gun. It'd probably be less rigorous.
Yeah,
It's probably
and
more legal. More
because
legal than a
it's
gun.
non-lethal, right?
Yeah,
And what you call it?
It's a CS pistol, a tear gas pistol. You probably can find it if you type that in there.
All right.
Yeah,
ABC, is that you on the line?
I got a buddy who got one.
A CS pistol.
Is that you on the line, ABC?
I'm gonna get me one of them. And you can carry it in the street?
Yeah, it's like carrying mace around.
Mace. I have mace in the street. I have a gun. I have one in the house. My brother made me get it.
That CS pistol a little better because it does have the rubber pellets, so you will stop an attacker, and the gas will, affect them. Their nose gonna start running. They ain't gonna be able to breathe. It's like getting tear gas, and it works extremely well. Extremely.
I'm gonna get me one. Let me see CS pistol. I'm gonna have to. I'm glad you told me about that CS pistol. I'm looking it up on my
At least
tablet.
don't be bullshitting, huh?
No. Here we go. CS pistol. Let me see what's the code. Oh, okay. They're starting at $2,400. That's just the starting price. I could probably.
You can get them cheaper. You can get them cheaper than that.
Yeah, that's way more expensive than a gun there.
No, you can get them cheaper. You can get them for around. I know my buddy got his for around. I think it was like $289 or something like that. You can get them cheap.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure because I had to put my brother on it and tell him to see about get me one of them, a CS pistol. That's all right. That's good to know. And you can if you carry it in the street.
Yeah,
that's
that
what people need in the street.
Right there. Yeah, get up off me, sis. Get that.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it, and I will tell you when I put my brother on it, see where he can get me one. He works for ATF. Get me one. It's cheaper, and I'm getting me one if I can put that in my pocketbook, and you can have it in the street because people is crazy, and I can't fight nobody. I cannot fight anybody and don't want to. For something like that, I don't want to kill anyone, but if it looks like somebody off of something stupid gonna jump on you, that's what you need, because you don't want to kill anybody.
Look, if you shoot that pistol center mass, and you hit somebody in their damn chest with that pistol, first of all, they gonna stop and drop. They not gonna be dead, but then that tear gas is gonna get in their eyes and their skin. They not coming after you, no. They got more shit to worry about.
All right, y'all. Y'all done wore me down. I'm about to get off here. Appreciate the conversation.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Mama Boy, for telling me about that.
My pleasure.
And YouTube, y'all can call into the line if y'all want to. I'm gonna have to holler at y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.
Peace, Tyrone.
Yeah, we'll talk next week. All right.
All right.
Peace, Sister Lisa. Good show.